What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 3. So Chapter 66. Conditions? For example, resurrect your brother? 4. Subscribe? 3, 4, 5, 12. Tsunade opened the dice cup. 4, 5, 6, 15 o'clock. Sorry, I won again. Uchiha Qiye asked Ajin to open the dice cup and said lightly. 5, 5, 5, 15 points. I'm sure to win this time. Tsunade shook out a large number and said confidently. 5, 5, 6, 16 o'clock. Why bother? Tsunade, as far as your gambling luck is concerned, I can easily beat you without rolling the dice myself. If I do it myself, that's fine. Uchiha Qiye watched Ajin shake out the points, and also stimulated Tsunade appropriately to avenge the opponent who grabbed his collar with one hand and picked him up when he was on the battlefield with Tsunagakure. Then, come down one by one. Tsunade's stack of just 3 million was a massive drawdown. It was only 20 minutes, on the opponent's current chips. Uchiha Qiye said that if he was serious, he would win her in 5 minutes. Time. Minutes passed by. Tsunade's stack was also visibly reduced. Snapped. This is the last 100,000 chips, and I don't believe I can't beat you. Tsunade stared at Uchiha Qiye with red eyes, gritted his teeth and said. 1,000,000 tubes. Uchiha Qiye just dropped 1,000,000 chips. Money? Sorry, he has no interest in money. With Tsunade's strength, he can win with his eyes closed. Jane, go on. 35 Uchiha Qiye instructed Yui Hato, who let the latter shake the dice cup, put it down quickly, and opened it quickly. 6, 6, 6, 18 o'clock. Tsunade, it's your turn. 35. Uchiha Qiye glanced at the points that Jen shook out, then, looked at Tsunade, and gestured for the other party to continue quickly. Grass. Tsunade stared blankly at the sum of the points that Uchiha Qiye shook out. She uttered a foul language, and the whole person had the urge to split. Shake. It is my turn. Code. Play lonely. This is the biggest point, unless Tsunade can directly draw a point that is tied with Uchiha Qiye, but is it possible? She doesn't believe it herself. Advertisement Tsunade holds the belief that he will fight to the death. Pick up the dice cup and shake it. Fall. Open it up. 1, 1, 1, points total 3 points. Tsunade was dumbfounded. She just watched Uchiha Qiye take all the chips away. Hey, it's so lonely, in this ninja world, I can't find a match. Invincible, it's lonely to diaresis, 95. Uchiha Qiye smoked a cigarette and spoke forcefully. At the same time, ding, host successfully pretended to be forceful, force point plus 199. Ding. Pretend points are automatically assigned, intermediate chef plus 199. Ding. Intermediate chef, 521 1,000ths, not yet full of experience, please try hard to pretend to be a host and upgrade your abilities. 66.99 accidentally, he pretended to be successful again. Obviously, there is only one cage level in Tsunade, so there are fewer points, and when downstairs, although there are no strong cage level, but there are many Jonin and Shunin and Genin. Predominant in numbers. Therefore, you can gain more by pretending to be more forceful. Tsunade, are you interested in chatting now? Uchiha Qiye said. I'm sorry, I can't help you, after all, I don't think you are from the land of fire either, 39. Tsunade looked at Uchiha Qiye and said slowly. When the other party spoke, she knew that the other party wanted to tell her to help the other party, but she refused decisively. The other party was not from the Fire Nation. If she helped the other party, wouldn't it be a traitor to the enemy? Please go out, I want to chat with Tsunade alone. Uchiha Qiye looked at the others in the room and said slowly. Heard. Although the others were curious, they still went out very wisely. Then, closed the door. This VIP room. Only Uchiha Qiye and Tsunade remained. What I want is actually very simple, I think you should be able to do it. Uchiha Qiye looked at Tsunade seriously and said slowly. You think too much, I'm not as powerful as you think, and I won't agree. Tsunade said slowly. She was also thinking about what the thing in Uchiha Kai's words was talking about. Hihirama cells. Advertisement Uchiha Qiye said slowly. Boom, almost as soon as he opened his mouth, Tsunade's cage-level chakra pressed him directly. You want to die? Tsunade said coldly. That was his grandfather, she never thought that what the other party wanted from her was actually her own grandfather's cells. This is simply blasphemy against the dead. Don't worry. Uchiha Qiye easily resisted the oppression of the opponent's cage-level chakra, and said slowly with a relaxed smile on his face. I think you should not be able to refuse the conditions I put forward. Uchiha Qiye looked at Tsunade, said, Humph, I don't think you have anything that impresses me. 5. Tsunade snorted coldly and said, Then, for example, what about resurrecting your brother? Uchiha Qiye said gently. What? Tsunade looked sharply at Uchiha Qiye. If she heard right, what the other party said was, to bring his brother back to life. Is what you said true? Tsunade calmed down for a moment and asked. If she has any regrets, it must be her brother Nawaki, who was only 12 years old, but died young. Even if she went to the Pure Land, she did not have the face to see her parents. Because her sister did not take good care of her brother. Should you say, impure world reincarnation? Tsunade suddenly remembered a forbidden technique. It is said that her second grandfather Senju Tobirama used this ninjutsu in the first ninja war when he was fighting against four, and successfully blocked the other four countries, attack and win. Wang Li Hao, yes. She knew very well that that ninjutsu was not resurrection, but desecrated the soul of the dead. If the other party is going to use this ninjutsu to tempt her, then the other party thinks too much. Of course not. Seeing the change in the expression on Tsunade's face, Uchiha Qiye knew what the other party was thinking. What I'm talking about is to bring the dead back to life, not Senju Tobirama's ninjutsu to blaspheme the dead, Uchiha Qiye said. Impure world reincarnation is indeed a kind of selfishness that can be regarded as resurrection. But, this ninjutsu is not really a resurrection. This is just the war ninjutsu developed by Senju Tobirama in order to defend against the Shikoku. It uses one life to exchange the life of another strong man to reappear in the world, so as to obtain powerful combat power to deal with the war. Immortal weapon. This word is the ability to describe the ninjutsu impure world reincarnation. Chapter 67. Do you think your third Hokage doesn't want to reproduce the wood style of first generation? 5. Subscription? How did you make me believe in you? Tsunade looked at Uchiha Qiye and said. Resurrect the dead? She had never heard of a ninjutsu that could actually bring the dead back to life. Who knows, is the other party bluffing her? It depends on you, whether you believe it or not is up to you, but my conditions will not change. In this world, it's not that there is no ninjutsu that completely revives the dead from the Pure Land, it's just rare, you just don't know. And I happen to know a little bit. 55. It's up to you if you have the courage to trade with me. 35. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. Resurrection ninjutsu. The Rinne Tensai technique in Uchiha Madara's pair of Rinnegans has no time limit. I have never seen Uchiha Madara who has been dead for so long be resurrected. It's just that the harsh conditions of one life for one life are required. Besides, there is also the forbidden technique invented in the future by 1,000 generations, the reincarnation technique. These two are the only ninjutsu of the dead in Hokage, but they both have serious side effects, and they must be replaced by one life, so they are rather harsh. But, there is still a solution to this. Devotees, isn't it hard to find? Find some wicked people and use the seal of tongue scourge to control them. In addition, there are other control methods. As long as you are willing to think about it, the method is always more difficult than the difficulty. Tsunade looked at Uchiha Qiye and hesitated in his heart. Her brother Nawaki is the regret of her life. If she was playing with her younger brother's soul with impure world reincarnation, she would never agree to the other party's request, but what the other party said was the real resurrection. Bring her brother back to life, so, she was moved. There is no medicine for regret in life, so even though she tried her best not to think about her younger brother over the years, her memories always flooded out. She often regrets why she didn't protect her brother well. But now, the other party put the regret medicine in front of her. She can make her younger brother come back to life and appear in front of her. So, Tsunade she was lost in thought, after all. The other party wanted the cells of his grandfather Senju Hashirama. Advertisement if agreed. Isn't her behavior desecrating the corpse of the deceased? Moreover, this is the corpse of her grandfather, which is simply unfilial. I think Tsunade, you must be hesitating. In that case, let me remind you. Do you think that after your grandfather first Hokage died, no one really started to study his cells? Now it's just the second ninja war, not even as many countries as the first ninja war. You said, what are they doing in the land of earth, the land of thunder, and the land of water that have not started this war? They are recharging their energy, waiting for a better opportunity to appear, and then launching a general attack on the country of fire. At that time, do you think that Konoha like this can resist their attack? I've noticed that this kind of thing happened. Do you think that your Konoha executives won't take precautions? For example, let Senju Hashirama's wood style, who was judged in troubled times, reappear. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. This point, he did not make a few blind inferences. In the original trajectory, after the end of the Second Ninja World War, the senior officials of Konoha were worried about such a situation, and in order to better protect Konoha, they implemented a plan to reproduce wood style. A lot of volunteers died. Finally, under the orders of Third Hokage, this experiment to reproduce the wood style was completely stopped. And after, Shimura Danzo is naturally not reconciled. So we secretly cooperated with Orochimaru, continued to experiment with Hashirama cells, and experimented with infants. Among them, dozens of infants, except Yamato, all died. In this way, Uchiha Qiye dared to conclude that the senior officials of Konoha, with a 70% chance, have already begun to prepare for this experiment of resurrecting the first-generation wood-style secret technique. You mean? Tsunade's face darkened. She thought about it carefully, and it was really possible. Don't look at the fact that Konoha won the Second Ninja War this time. Take a closer look. In this Second Ninja War, Konoha's opponents are only two countries. One is the country of rain, that is, the country of rain wants to expand its territory, from declaring war on the country of iron, the country of fire, and the country of wind. It was the fuse that ignited the second, BECJ, Ninja War. And the second country, the country of wind. The two great powers fought down, and it took an unknown amount of time. Among them, the troops, materials, financial resources, etc., have been depleted a lot. And what about this period? The land of the land is recharging its strengths. The kingdom of thunder is recharging its strengths. The country of water is recharging its strengths. Say without hesitation. If these three major countries directly declare war on their country of fire during the Second Ninja War, the outcome of the Second Ninja War will be completely unknown. Advertisement, ready to resurrect Grandpa's wood style? Tsunade murmured. For a moment. She is also basically certain that if she is a senior executive of Konoha, she might do the same for Konoha. After all, it is only a little cell if the wood style of first generation can reappear in Konoha. So, this means that Konoha will have a strong whole card. What about you? What are you going to do with Grandpa's cells? What is your purpose? 35. Tsunade fixed his gaze on Uchiha Qiye and asked, what do you say? I want Hashirama cells. What can attract me other than first generation's wood style? Uchiha Qiye smiled. Certainly, this is also his purpose. However, he mainly came up with the idea of planting Hashirama cells to alleviate the problem of blindness caused by the use of the transition of Mangekyo Sharingan. That's it. I can agree to your request, but I want you to resurrect my brother first. Tsunade said. It's impossible, and I still don't have the ability to revive your brother. 35 Uchiha Qiye said slowly. Boom. You're kidding me. Tsunade slapped the table with a slap. Finally, the table couldn't take it anymore, so he chose to split into two. Of course not. I can only guarantee that your brother will revive your brother within 10 years after you hand over the Hashirama cell to me. 35. After all, the way to bring the dead back to life comes at a price. But who told me that Uzumaki Reed was so kind-hearted? In order to prevent the cost of one life for another, I need time to prepare. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. In his heart, he already had a solution, but he needed time to plan, so he set a larger time figure to give him enough time to prepare. It is good. Tsunade looked at Uchiha Qiye deeply, and looked at each other. After a long time, she agreed to Uchiha Kai's request. Cooperation, happy. Uchiha Qiye smiled. His trip was really worth it. Chapter 68, The Transaction Change. Sarutobi Hiruzen's Intervention. 1. Subscribe. 3 days later, Uchiha Qiye transformed into Uzumaki Reed, and came back to the casino he once named Reed Casino. But he wasn't there yet, but I found a few unusual chakras. Looks like things have changed. We have to do a second-hand preparation. At this moment, he was hiding in the dark, but when he sensed the faint chakra aura around the casino, he immediately understood that this was an ambush. Is it Tsunade? Or is it the private action of the senior executives of Konoha? Forget it. Prepare a few hands first, otherwise, if it is exposed, it will not be a good thing. 5. Uchiha Qiye thought to himself. Then, he made a first-hand preparation. 10 minutes later, he appeared at the entrance of the casino. Wait blah, blah blah, blah blah, blah blah, blah blah, blah blah, blah blah blah. In his mouth, he hummed the God of Gamblers exclusive BGM, and slowly stepped into the casino. However, at the moment, the casino is quiet and yuppie. The last time I came with him was completely two different things. If he hadn't been sure that he had come to the right place, he would have suspected that he had gone to the wrong place. Brother Reed is here, come and come, I have been waiting for you for a long time, please come here. The familiar supervisor came over and nodded to him. Yo, isn't this the supervisor? What's going on today? The casino is not welcoming guests anymore. Is this not going to make money? 35. Uchiha Qiye looked at the slightly flustered movement of the other party, but he didn't break it, but said with the flow. Temporarily studying and preparing for decoration. Yes, we are preparing for decoration, so we will close the door for a while, but Mr. Tsunade is already waiting for you in the VIP room. Do you want to go over there first? The supervisor bowed and nodded. Let's go. Uchiha Qiye did not embarrass the other party either. It is estimated that the other party's actions were all ordered by him, and most likely it was the group of people who were planning to ambush him outside. Can mobilize so many Jonin in Konoha. Even if his head is caught in the door, he can guess who arranged it. Besides Konoha F4, who else can command so many ninjas? The supervisor goes ahead, he followed each other. Soon. Just came to this old place, familiar room. However, the table that had to be cracked after taking a few palms of Tsunade last time was replaced with a brand new table, but I didn't know that this table could withstand a few palms of Tsunade. Yo, Tsunade, I haven't seen you for 3 days, like every 3 years. Uchiha Qiye said with a smile. Although he didn't know what kind of situation was changing now, he felt that it was necessary for him to come in and find out. Main. Still want to see if Tsunade really brought Hashirama cells. Smooth tongue. I hate people like you the most. Under normal circumstances, people like you will be sent to the ninja hospital by me to lie down for 3 months. Tsunade snorted and said, Hey, didn't we chat quite happily a few days ago, but now it's so cold, you really turn your face and don't recognize anyone. 39. Advertisement Uchiha Qiye tease. Stop talking nonsense, Uzumaki Reed, this is what you want. Tsunade took out a storage scroll and placed it on the table. So generous, you're not afraid that I won't keep my word and just take this thing and leave? Uchiha Qiye looked at the other party and said. You can try it, if you can't do it, I will announce that my grandfather's cells are on you. Tsunade said lightly. Okay, you are really ruthless, count me as a loser. After Uchiha Qiye put away the scroll, he spread out his hands and said. Even though, he didn't care about such a threat at all. Hashirama cells are indeed very attractive. This is the cell of Senju Hashirama, the god of the Chunin world. It is false that people in other countries' shinobi villages are not interested. But, Hashirama's body has been carefully preserved. Besides, you have to be able to steal it from Konoha or take Hashirama's body. But, Is it possible? So, under the full protection of Konoha, who has Hashirama cells except Uchiha Madara, who had been overcast when Senju Hashirama had it. But if Tsunade broke the news that Uzumaki reeds have Hashirama cells. So, he wasn't just being targeted by Konoha. Cloud Shinobi Village, Sanagakure, Iwagakure, Kirigakure, in addition to large and small ninja villages will all act, and their purpose is only one, to capture the Hashirama cells in the hands of Uzumaki reed. So, Tsunade's move is indeed very intimidating. It just makes him the enemy of the world. But, how does Tsunade know that his identity as a Uzumaki reed is just his vest? As long as he goes out, he finds a hidden place to release the transformation technique. Who can know that this Hashirama cell is actually in the hands of his Uchiha Qiye? After, he only needs to completely hide the vest of the Uzumaki reed. Then, even if a bounty for him is sent all over the ninja world, no one can find him. Don't worry, I, Uzumaki reed, will do what I say. Within 10 years, I will help you to successfully resurrect your brother. Otherwise, I will eat this table on the spot. Uchiha Qiye said loudly. That's the best. Tsunade sneered. She didn't believe this kind of oath. Anyway, in her eyes, after Uzumaki reed took the Hashirama cell she gave, she had already pinched the other party's 7 inches. If the other party doesn't want to expose the Hashirama cell, then the other party must help her seriously to resurrect her brother. I really don't know what to say when dealing with an insidious person like you. Can't there be some sincerity between people? No wonder you are 28 years old and don't have a boyfriend yet. 5. Let me figure it out. Tsunade, you're going to be single for the rest of your life. Uchiha Qiye grinned and said, for flowers boom. You'd better pay attention to what you say to me. Tsunade slapped the table and said with a black face. Advertisement in this table, obviously not as lucky as the table yesterday. Tsunade was the first palm, and it split directly. And this time, bang, swish, almost in an instant. 7 or 8 Anbu ninjas with masks on their faces rushed directly into the VIP room. In an instant, a knife was placed directly on Uchiha Kai's neck. Sudden change. It also made Tsunade stunned for a moment. But after seeing a person named Anbu around here, immediately, she responded immediately, Teacher, 99. The first thing in her mind was the shadow of Sarutobi Hiruzen. This time, when she asked for her grandfather's cells, she went directly to Sarutobi Hiruzen to ask for it. If her grandma Uzumaki Mito was still there, she could ignore Sarutobi Hiruzen and go to Uzumaki Mito to ask for it. But, after the death of Uzumaki Mito, if she wants to get her grandfather's cells, there is absolutely no way around Sarutobi Hiruzen. So, she must be asking for Hashirama cells too important, so she was targeted by Sarutobi Hiruzen, and that's how this scene happened. Hey, come here, won't you say a word? Even if the knife was already on his neck, Uchiha Qiye said he didn't panic at all. Just this bunch of fish. If he wanted to, use all his strength, and within 3 seconds, these people would be dealt with on the spot by him. Footsteps sounded, and then, 2 figures walked in slowly. Sarutobi Hiruzen, and his good friend, Shimura Danzo. This thing is not something that an unknown person like you can take. 35. Sarutobi Hiruzen said with his pipe in his mouth, staring at Uchiha Qiye with those deep eyes. And then Uchiha Qiye moved. Do not move, Anbu ninja who put the knife on his neck said loudly. FK coins, get out. The labor and management want you to smoke a cigarette? Cut it down if you have the ability. Let's see if you die or I die. Uchiha Qiye glanced at the Anbu ninja contemptuously. The movements in his hands it didn't mean to stop at all. He took out a cigarette from the cigarette case, lit it, and took a deep breath. Call, after spitting out a curl of white smoke, then he slowly looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen. Konoha's movements are quite fast, but unfortunately, you Sarutobi Hiruzen are so contemptuous of who. You think you can catch me by arranging these garbage? Do you think my Uzumaki reed is just a trash fish? Chapter 69. Actor Uchiha Qiye. Life and death are bearish. If you don't accept it, just do it. 2. Subscribe. Clear mouth, and don't even look at what he is in now. Shimura Danzo said coldly. Hand over this thing. This thing belongs to Konoha, and it is not allowed to fall into the hands of people from other villages. If you hand it over, I can consider giving it lightly and let you join Konoha. 5. Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed and said, Join Konoha? Really? Uchiha Kai's eyes lit up, and he asked very excitedly. Certainly. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at each other and nodded heavily. To be honest, under Uzumaki reed, since the Uzumaki clan was destroyed, he has been wandering in the ninja world, always trying to find a home, but I didn't expect Konoha to take me in. I was really moved to cry. Since that's the case, it doesn't make any sense for this thing to stay with me. Now it's time to return it to its original owner. Uchiha Qiye was so excited that he was about to cry, and at the same time he took out the scroll in his arms and handed it over. Konoha also welcomes talents like you to join. The country of Vortex and the kingdom of Woodfire have always been close friends. 653. You, the descendant of the Uzumaki family, are willing to come to Konoha, and the old man is also very happy. 5. Sarutobi Hiruzen stretched out his hand towards the scroll that Uchiha Qiye handed over. Just when he was about to touch the scroll, Uchiha Kai's hand suddenly trembled. Under his action, the scroll was directly pulled away. Reveal its contents. However, inside the reel, it is not the so-called sealing technique of storage scrolls. Instead, the detonating talismans were pasted on the scroll, and when they were opened, they were stacked one on top of the other. At a glance, there were dozens or hundreds of them. Dangerous. Go and kill him. Sarutobi Hiruzen reacted immediately and shouted loudly at the Anbu ninja who put the knife on Uchiha Kai's neck. However, shit you. Uchiha Qiye directly stretched out his hand and grabbed the blade. In his hand, purple lightning burst into bloom, spreading directly from the blade to the opponent's arm. For a moment, I was paralyzed by this lightning style by Uchiha Qiye. Subsequently, Uchiha Qiye grabbed the blade directly, pulled the weapon out of the opponent's hand, and quickly grabbed the handle of the knife. Backhand knife in the past. The Anbu ninja died on the spot. Sarutobi Hiruzen, I'm touched FK. I don't have any fluctuations in my heart. I even want to laugh a little bit, and you still want to play me? Go shit. Explosive talisman, explode, Uchiha Qiye said loudly. At the same time, he made a direct seal with one hand, and in an instant, the explosive talisman ignited directly. At the moment of ignition, Uchiha Qiye just slammed open the window and rushed out. Next second, a huge explosion sounded directly from the VIP room. Boom. Advertisement black smoke filled the air, and the dust was billowing. I don't know how many people survived the explosion. Cut. Acting? I'm top-notch. 35 Uchiha Qiye, who landed with a full score, glanced at the past, and said with a trace of disdain at the corner of his mouth. He still doesn't know the mind of someone like Sarutobi Hiruzen? If he does hand over the Hashirama cells, he will be arrested on the spot. Subsequent. It must be an interrogation, this is secondary. It is mainly people like Sarutobi Hiruzen who will never put an unsettling factor on their side, so why join Konoha? It is nothing more than using a spell to control him at that time. At the same time, Konoha also added a dead man with good strength. For him Sarutobi Hiruzen, that's just plain cheap. Pity. His trick is to deceive inexperienced young people. If he Uchiha Qiye was deceived by the hypocritical face of the other party, he would simply find a piece of tofu and kill him on the spot. It would be a shame to live. Swa. A figure came out quickly. Uchiha Qiye looked at this person, raised his brows, and it turned out that Tsunade ran out first. Uzumaki read, are you trying to blow me up too? When Tsunade saw him, he was furious. Hundreds of detonating talismans detonated in that small space, and she was so close, if it wasn't for her cage level and quick response, she would have been killed immediately. Hey, are you the wicked to report first? I also want to ask you, how did the transaction between us attract you Hokage, 99? Could it be that you already discussed the trap you set for me? It seems that you don't want to resurrect your brother. Uchiha Qiye looked at Tsunade and questioned. Only the two of them knew about their deal, but now, third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen has arrived, and besides that, the king of Konoha has also arrived. And when he came in, he set up a series of ambush. Apparently it was already prepared. If this has nothing to do with Tsunade, who would believe it? I didn't tell anyone about this, it was the teacher who made the decision without authorization. Tsunade said with a cold face. Regarding the transaction with the Uzumaki reed, she had no intention of telling anyone. Sarutobi Hiruzen knew that it was because she wanted to get Hashirama cells, and she could not avoid Sarutobi Hiruzen. So, Sarutobi Hiruzen investigated her uneasy, followed her, and made first-hand arrangements. Otherwise, no such thing will happen, and this time. Advertisement one after another figure also rushed out from it. It's Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo, and the Anbu ninja they arrange, but at this moment, these people are more or less embarrassed. Obviously, just now, Uchiha Qiye suddenly came with an explosive talisman, which caught them off guard. Certainly, compared with Anbu ninja, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo are obviously not so embarrassed. After all, their strength is much stronger than these Anbu ninjas. D. You should use a detonating charm, you are a sinister villain, 35. Seeing the smile on Uchiha Kai's face, Shimura Danzo immediately cursed. So shameless. He even used a fake scroll to disguise Hashirama cells and acted in front of them, almost fooling them all. He said that he was so arrogant 1 second, and was moved to cry the next second. Bullshit. Yo. This is not Danzo, the king of Konoha. Why, he's so angry, he's stepping on shit. Uchiha Qiye said with a smile. D. Shimura Danzo exploded. The king of Woodleaf Pot. What the hell kind of name is this? Uzumaki read, I advise you not to make a mistake. If you fight against Konoha alone, you will only have one end, so you should surrender, 99. Sarutobi Hiruzen stood up again and tried to fool Uchiha Qiye with his flickering method. But, who is Uchiha Qiye? It is impossible to surrender, even if he throws himself on the spot, it is impossible to surrender. Moreover, he is now using the identity of the vest, Uzumaki read. Not his identity as Uchiha Qiye himself. Wave how you want to wave. The big deal is that after the change technique is lifted, everything has nothing to do with him. You guys are looking for your 2.9's Uzumaki reads. I am my Uchiha Qiye, in between, no dime relationship. So, third generation monkey, hurry up and put away your hypocritical face, just like you, I feel like throwing up when I look at it, hit me if I want, beep what. Look at life and death, if you don't agree, just do it, 35. A lot of nonsense, did you Konoha kill people with your mouth? So rubbish. When Uchiha Qiye opened his mouth, he spat out. Anyway, it was Uzumaki reed who sprayed people, not him Uchiha Qiye, just scold him as much as he liked. Chapter 70. Uzumaki read, awesome. 3. Subscribe. Ding. Host successfully pretended to force point plus 6666. Ding. The force point is automatically assigned, E-class purple electricity plus 6666. Ding. E-level purple electricity, 6666 tenths. The experience is full, start to upgrade. Ding. Upgrade successfully, get. D-level purple electricity, 6656 100ths. Ding. D-level purple electricity, 6656 100ths. The experience is full, start to upgrade. Ding. Upgrade successfully, get. C-level purple electricity, 6556 1000ths. Ding. C-level purple electricity, 6556 1000ths. The experience is full, start to upgrade. 5. Ding. Upgrade successfully, get. B-level purple electricity, 5556 over 1.0000. 66. 99. An astonishing amount of rigging points was recorded, and a total of 6666 rigging points were directly assigned by the system to a Muji ninjutsu, purple electric, that Uchiha Qiye had figured out in the past 3 days. This made his breathing stagnate, and it would be great if so many pretending points were directly on the Mangekyo Sharingan, then he would be further away from the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Pity. But his level of purple electric ninjutsu has also risen rapidly. This ninjutsu. In fact, he had deliberately figured it out in the past 3 days. After all, he has already made waves with the vest of Uzumaki read, so, in order not to reveal that Uzumaki read is his Uchiha Qiye, he can only learn some other ninjutsu as a means. Otherwise, his 14 Mangekyo Sharingan, Fenglei body flicker technique, a level red lotus explosion technique, and a level burning sea black flame technique, and a series of signature ninjutsu techniques should be displayed. Those who knew him could instantly understand that this Uzumaki read was faked by his Uchiha Qiye. So, Uchiha Qiye can only learn other ninjutsu as a means of attack for Uzumaki read. He thought for a long time, finally thought of the future of ninjutsu. Originally, he wanted to figure out Chidori or Reikiri himself, but he didn't expect him to figure it out, so he figured out the S-class Muji, purple, after Hitaki Kakashi completely lost Uchiha Obito's Mangekyo Sharingan in the future, electricity, to figure it out. And this ninjutsu trick is special, unlike Chidori and Reikiri, which rely on Sharingan. I just didn't expect to be plagiarized by him, but never mind. Anyway, the current Hitaki Kakashi has the S-rank Thor's breathing technique waiting for him to learn. When he develops this so-called S-rank Muji ninjutsu Zidian, I don't know how long it will take. So he took it out in advance and used it, and it didn't matter. This time, it was directly upgraded to the power of B level. When Uchiha Qiye used the vest of Uzumaki read, his attack methods were not so poor. Certainly, now that he only has purple lightning, his attack method still seems a little monotonous. But never mind. He also learned 3 ninjutsu, water-style water barrier, earth-style tooling gun, wind-style wind cut technique. As for fire-style, he has already learned it, and Uchiha Qiye also occupies a place. Not too good. So, 4 ninjutsu, almost, advertisement unfortunately. Now, except for Zidian, who has just been upgraded to B level, the other 3 ninjutsus, water-style, earth-style, and wind-style, are still only at the E level. Gone. When Sarutobi Hiruzen heard this, he couldn't help but let out a foul language. What the hell? 3rd generation monkey? Who are you insulting? Come on, take him down. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath and ordered the Anbu ninja, since the other party is unwilling to be captured, then he can only take down the other party by force. One command. The 7 or 8 Anbu ninjas around him immediately attacked Uchiha Qiye. They all used their own unique skills and wanted to capture Uchiha Qiye quickly. Pity. Purple electricity, 35. Although it is said that he is wearing the vest of Uzumaki read, at the moment, his cage-level chakra is not covered, and he is holding the grabbed katana in one hand. Subsequently, the attack of the blade is also complicated by the electricity of purple electricity. Some people who attacked him with knives, every time they collided, their bodies were slightly paralyzed. Then, Uchiha Qiye began to dance. The sword kept waving, and the sword went down one at a time. These Jonin's strengths were okay, but in front of Uchiha Qiye, they seemed too weak. Even if he didn't open the Mangekyo Sharingan, these people were full of flaws in his eyes. Pet, you want to dance too? 55. Uchiha Qiye suddenly grabbed the neck of an Anbu ninja with one hand and said coldly. Rip, forget it, the answer doesn't matter. Anyway, I'll be the only one dancing. Uchiha Kai's palm exploded with purple lightning, instantly killing the opponent. He didn't want to let go of his hands at all. If he stayed at this time, he would be unlucky, at the same time. Ding! Host successfully pretended to force point plus 1666, 35. Ding! The force point is automatically assigned, E-level water barrier plus 1666.35. Ding! E-level water barrier, 1666 tenths. The experience is full, start to upgrade. Ding! Upgrade successfully, get. D-level water barrier, 1656 100ths. Ding! D-level water barrier, 1656 100ths. The experience is full, start to upgrade. Ding! Upgrade successfully, get. Sea level water barrier, 1556-1000. Ding. Sea level water barrier, 1556-1000. The experience is full, start to upgrade. Ding. The upgrade is successful. Get, Eye of the B-Class Ocean Current, 556 over 1.0000. Accidentally, let him pretend to force again. His E-level water barrier was directly upgraded to B-level in one breath, and it seemed to have sublimated a bit to become a brand new ability. Advertisement. And when this B-rank Eye of Ocean Current is used, a circular current will appear around him, completely wrapping him. Almost. It can be the same as the circular water barrier that Senju Tobirama cast when Konoha collapsed, but he is more defensive. Not one layer, but 3 layers. Moreover, the 3 layers of circular water flow, from the inside to the outside, rotate in 3 ways. Clockwise, counterclockwise, and clockwise. In terms of single defense, it is a very powerful trick. Just right. This time, he had another skill that he could use. And after he just eliminated the Anbu ninja who wanted to dance in front of him, several others around him also aimed in his direction, surrounded him directly, and cast Fire Style. Fire Style Hoyen Technique. Fire Style Hoyen Technique. Fire Style Hoyen Technique. 35-1 after another violent flame spewed out of these Anbu's mouths, and his surroundings were already surrounded by this Fire Style Hoyen Technique. This water style, the upgrade is just right. 653-9. Uchiha Qiye couldn't help but sigh in his heart. Just right? No, it is too timely. Otherwise, he had to reveal some abilities. Water Style Eye of the Ocean. Uchiha Qiye made a nod instantly, although it was said that he could slap his hands directly and perform it directly, but this is his characteristic. Tsunade was there during the fight with Tsunagakure's ninjas. If he does the same, although the similarity is small. It's not good if you get caught, it's better to pretend to be more thorough. Then, his seal is over. Around him, 3 circular water currents rose directly from the ground, and then formed a circular water current, like a sea tornado, directly surrounding his figure. For a moment, the fire style cast by these Anbu ninjas falls on the eye of the current. Zzz, it was like the sound of water pouring on the red iron pan, and the white mist like steam instantly emanated from the center. After a while, fire style stopped. Da, hey, give you a chance, you are useless, a group of garbage, and also match me with Uzumaki Reed? I now announce that this street is called Reed Street. I, Uzumaki Reed, are awesome. Uchiha Qiye walked out of it calmly, and then, with a cigarette in his mouth and his pocket in one hand, glanced at everyone present with disdain. Chapter 71. As long as you are brave, you will not dare to do anything. Open black lens bracket 4 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket subscribe close black lens bracket. Ding. Host successfully pretended to force point plus 6666, 39. Ding. The force point is automatically assigned, B-level purple electricity plus 6666. Ding. B-level purple electricity, 12,222 over 1.0000. The experience is full, start to upgrade, 35. Ding. Upgrade successfully, get, A-level purple electricity, 2,222 tenths.0000. 66 to the power of 99. The system beeps. Uchiha Qiye glanced at the Zidian upgraded to a level on the system panel and sighed. Invincible is so lonely, invincible is so empty. Alone in the summit. Uchiha Qiye hummed, everyone listens. His face darkened immediately. Codes. I just dealt with a few Jonin-level Anbu ninjas, but they started singing, and they are still invincible. Didn't you see Hokage and didn't do it yet? A bunch of rubbish, lie down. 99. Seeing these Anbu's actions, Uchiha Qiye smiled disdainfully and said loudly. Subsequently, quick kill out. On his left hand, purple lightning flashed out instantly, zzz, the sound kept ringing, and he instantly came to an Anbu ninja. A knife in the past, when, the opponent blocked it with Kuwu. But don't worry, because Uchiha Kai's left hand moved quickly. Stab it, almost instantly, Zidian directly cut off the opponent's throat and blood spurted out continuously. Almost splashed Uchiha Qiye all over, less than a minute. These Anbu ninjas, all fell. There is only one reason for their failure, too weak. If not, the identity needs to be hidden. He just drove a Mangekyo Sharingan, nearly a minute. No, it took more than 3 seconds to solve these Jonins, and he jumped off the Hokage rock on the spot. It's really stubborn, it seems that the old man is going to take action, 35. Sarutobi Hiruzen also took the Hokage hat off the top of his head and looked at the corpses of Anbu ninjas one by one, he said with a sullen face. Puff. Uchiha Qiye couldn't help laughing. Yo-yo, who is this, the strongest Hokage? Sarutobi Hiruzen. It's so scary, my legs are shaking uncontrollably. 5. The most powerful Hokage, can you please kill me with one trick? Garbage? The strongest Hokage? I'm afraid you're not joking? If Senju Hashirama knew about it, I'm afraid he would be secretly laughing out of his bed in the middle of the night. Uchiha Qiye laughed wildly, it wasn't that he was talking nonsense. Advertisement: the opponent's strongest Hokage is indeed blown out. The reason why those in the future believe is because Namikaze Minato only took office for a year or so and then passed away quickly. Therefore, over the past 12 years, a large number of new ninjas have been born, and the older generation has gradually decreased, which has led to many people not knowing how strong 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato is. Just that one hand, I'm not very good at immortality, and then open the operation of Sage Mode in seconds. This is not something Sarutobi can compare to. This must have been learned by Namikaze Minato during his lifetime. Because, in Shinigami's stomach, could it be possible to sense natural energy and learn Sage Mode? And the history of first generation and second generation has gone too long. So, the only thing that is remembered is that Sarutobi Hiruzen, an old man who is not the strongest politically, was blown into the strongest Hokage. But it's also true. After all, the only Hokage alive at that time was Sarutobi Hiruzen, and it was no problem to cut him. You were arrogant. When Sarutobi Hiruzen heard Uchiha Qiye mock him like this, he was immediately angry. Presumptuous. I can be more presumptuous. Uchiha Qiye looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was rushing towards him, and said disdainfully. He just dropped the sword in his hand. Rush up barehanded. On both hands, purple electricity burst out instantly. Muji Ninjutsu, the power has reached the level of a terrible guy, with such strength, coveted the cells of the first generation. If the opponent escaped, the consequences would be unimaginable. This person has to be left behind. In an instant, Sarutobi Hiruzen judged Uchiha Qiye in his heart. Fire-style Hauyan technique. Sarutobi Hiruzen raised his hand and it was a fire-style, and the amazing flames rushed towards Uchiha Qiye. Purple electric open. Facing the raging flames, Uchiha Qiye couldn't avoid it, and directly burst out the chakra output of the purple electricity on his hands, and then, facing the raging flames, crossed his hands in front of him and slashed. Bang! This fire-style was directly torn apart by Uchiha Qiye. After tearing this fire-style apart, Uchiha Qiye killed Sarutobi Hiruzen in a straight line. Earth-style Earth Stream Wall. Sarutobi Hiruzen is very quick to get started with the knot, although he is not the strongest Hokage, but the speed of this knot is really far beyond most people. However, Uchiha Qiye said that he can slap his hands directly and call whatever he wants. This is the seal. It doesn't make any sense at all. Uchiha Qiye raised his hand and held the purple electricity directly, piercing the earth flow wall that Sarutobi Hiruzen cast. Earth-style Yellow Spring Marsh. Sarutobi Hiruzen raised his hand and it was another ninjutsu. The ground under Uchiha Kai's feet instantly turned into a muddy swamp, and in an instant, before Uchiha Qiye raised his hand and recorded the purple electricity, he was plunged into it. Advertisement. Earth-style Earth Dragon Bullet, 35. In an instant, a dirt dragon head appeared directly in front of Uchiha Qiye, and it was about to spray mud bombs on Uchiha Qiye. Purple electric dispersion. Uchiha Kai's hands exploded with the power of purple lightning, and he pressed down on the swamp directly under his feet, and the purple lightning spread from his body toward the surroundings. He broke free from the yellow swamp. Then, raising your hand with a purple lightning will destroy Sarutobi Hiruzen, the Earth Dragon Bullet. Afterwards, he quickly distanced himself from Sarutobi Hiruzen. Yeah, you old monkey is really not easy to solve, forget it, my goal has been achieved, see you next time. Uchiha Qiye directly chose to evacuate. Hashirama cells have arrived. And now playing with Sarutobi Hiruzen, it's too bad, like a person who is full of big moves, and as a result, he is restricted to only use normal attacks. Codes. Lost Batch. Originally, he wanted to pretend to be more forceful. But now that Sarutobi Hiruzen has personally come off the court, he feels that there is no need to continue to pretend. If overplayed, having exposed his true identity, wouldn't it make no sense for him to go around in such a big circle to get the Hashirama cell? Never leave. 35 When Sarutobi Hiruzen heard this, he immediately took action to stop Uchiha Kai's escape. If this made the other party escape under his nose, where would he put Sarutobi Hiruzen's face? Then, Sarutobi, a present for you. Suddenly, Uchiha Qiye threw out a large string of kunai, dozens of them, and the back of each kunai was tied with filaments, and a piece of detonating talisman was attached. At the back of each kunai, there are at least 10 detonating talismans. You dare! Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at kunai who came flying with an explosive talisman, and immediately knew what Uchiha Qiye wanted to do, Wang Lihao, and roared at Uchiha Qiye. It's a coincidence, I'm a daring person, drink. Uchiha Qiye made a seal with one hand, and the next moment, the detonating charms began to burn, followed by a loud explosion. Boom! One after another, the detonating talismans were thrown around by Uchiha Qiye, and they fell into the surrounding buildings one after another, causing huge damage. At the same time, the explosion also filled the vicinity of dust and smoke. Moment. Sarutobi Hiruzen had to use an earth style to block the attack and wait for the explosion to end. In his eyes, he only saw the figure of Uzumaki Reed, and he turned directly into an alley to smuggle. And this time, FK, a very young and angry voice sounded. Subsequently, boom! A figure flew out from the alley that Uzumaki Reed had just entered, as if it had been kicked out directly from the inside. Chapter 72. I beat myself. I'm sorry, it's actually me Uchiha Qiye. 5. Subscribe. Boom. The figure fell heavily on the street. Sarutobi Hiruzen calmed down and saw that the red hair that was obviously incomparable, the figure that flew out was the Uzumaki Reed, who was about to escape just now. Hiss. Who did it? Sarutobi Hiruzen sucked in a breath of shock. The strength of the Uzumaki Reed he fought with the opponent just now was not weak at all, and it could be seen that the opponent did not use all his strength at all. Just such a person, it was as if someone had kicked him out of the alley. Who is this man who did it? Sarutobi Hiruzen set his eyes on the exit of the alley. The person who shot in the alley walked out slowly. Then, he saw a familiar figure coming out of the alley that he hadn't seen for a long time. Uchiha Qiye. With the familiar appearance, the handsome face, and the clothes of the Uchiha clan that had hardly changed, Sarutobi Hiruzen recognized each other at a glance. Gone. It's you B****************************** D who has thrown the kuwu and the detonating talisman around. The labor and management are eating the noodles. A detonating talisman came down, and a piece of broken wood flew directly into the bowl of noodles. How do you pay? Uchiha Qiye looked coldly at the Uzumaki Reed, who got up, holding a bowl of noodles in one hand, and said coldly. Little brother, I have something to discuss. You kicked my whole body to bleed from the inside of my body, and the matter of paying the face money should wait and then pay for my medical expenses first, 55. If you don't count too much, I'll charge you 50 million taels. The Uzumaki Reed, who got up, covered his chest with one hand, his face uncomfortable, and the other hand stretched out and spread out his fingers to Uchiha Qiye, said. Gone. Your injury is none of my business. What evidence do you have to show that I was the one who got your injury? Uchiha Qiye said directly, is it impossible to lose money? Certainly. In the eyes of others, he appeared suddenly, kicked Uzumaki Reed, and then began to demand compensation, while Uzumaki Reed came back with a touch of porcelain. However, what others don't know is, these two people are completely the same person. No one could have imagined. Actually, when Uchiha Qiye was about to escape, before entering the casino, he specially left a shadow clone's backhand outside, and just now, when he was about to retreat, he prepared this play. When entering the alley, he and his shadow clone quickly replaced him, and his shadow clone transformed into the appearance of Uzumaki Reed. And he himself directly lifted the change technique, and changed back to his original appearance. Subsequently, it looks like he kicked the Uzumaki Reed out of the alley. In fact, it was his shadow clone that he performed himself. But, all this is completely unknown to others, this time. Uchiha Qiye can also completely open up his relationship with the Uzumaki Reed, who is trying to plan the Hashirama cell under the eyes of everyone. Advertisement anyone. Can't think of it, BECJ, Uchiha Qiye and Uzumaki Reed are actually one person. Now, it's just a performance of the main body and shadow clone. All of these, it's just his own personal performance. At this time, Uchiha Qiye, as Hokage's assistant, I order you to immediately arrest this criminal who stole the secrets of the village. Shimura Danzo, who had been watching the play without doing anything, suddenly stood up and gave orders to Uchiha Qiye as Hokage's assistant. To this, of course, Uchiha Qiye expressed his displeasure directly. Codes. Order him? Don't you know that the Uzumaki Reed opposite is actually my shadow clone? Oh, you don't know. What if you don't know? M******************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** Even you, Shimura Danzo, the king of Konoha pottery, dared to order me Uchiha Qiye. I'm afraid you don't know how to write the word, dead. Moment. Uchiha Qiye is wrapped in wind-style chakra and lightning-style chakra. Fenglei body flicker technique, a thunderous sound rang out. The figure of Uchiha Qiye disappeared from the spot in an instant, and then, appeared in front of Shimura Danzo. In the eyes of everyone, he directly held the bowl of noodles and buckled it towards Danzo's head. Boom. Danzo didn't even have time to dodge. Uchiha Kai's face was directly buttoned on Danzo's head with great accuracy. Time. Quiet, the street fell silent in an instant. Puff. Ha 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 ha. Interesting, so interesting. The first one was Uchiha Kai's shadow clone, Uzumaki Reed, who was the first to laugh. Uchiha Qiye. Danzo was also stunned by Uchiha Qiye for a second and then roared in rage. Gone you uncle, just because you want to order me Uchiha Qiye? You really thought you were Hokage? Uchiha Qiye looked back at him directly, staring at him. Who wouldn't? He just turned on Mangekyo Sharingan and stared at Danzo. Moment. Danzo is cowardly. Codes. According to Uchiha Kai's character, he was really afraid that the other party would directly perform a Mangekyo Sharingan level illusion on him, so he really couldn't stand it. This kind of young man, Danzo temporarily admits it. It's amazing, because you're better than me, I won't ask you for the 50 million taels of medical expenses, I'll just go back and apply some ointment. 5. Advertisement at this time, the Uzumaki Reed also suddenly said to Uchiha Qiye. Money? I've said it all, your injury wasn't caused by me, it has something to do with me. Uchiha Qiye turned around and said, interesting, I won't play with you, see you next time. 35. Saying that, Uzumaki Reed waved his hand at several people, ready to show off. Qiye, stop him quickly, he stole Konoha's secrets and must not let the other party run away. 35. Sarutobi Hiruzen shouted at Uchiha Qiye. The Anbu that he brought with him has died, and now Uchiha Qiye has come out. Now, another person who can be ordered has come out. As a member of Konoha, I, Uchiha Qiye, are willing to throw my head and shed blood for Konoha, go up the mountain of swords, go down to the sea of fire. Lord Hokage, he will leave it to me Uchiha Qiye to solve it. 99. Uchiha Qiye stood up, do his part, and said righteously. This is your own shadow clone. Of course it's up to him to figure it out. Just right, he can pretend again, talking room. Uchiha Qiye put his hand on a tachi that he had recently bought. Then, Boom, one after another, visible lightning flashed and exploded around Uchiha Qiye. At this moment, he seemed to be favored by the god of thunder. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Chong, Uchiha Qiye drew his knife. At this moment, everything was quiet, as if Uchiha Qiye was the only protagonist at the moment. Aside, Shimura Danzo's face changed drastically. Sarutobi Hiruzen also looked at Uchiha Kai's move, and his pupils shrank. Tsunade looked over in disbelief. This is Uchiha Qiye? This knives. What's going on? Why haven't they waved the knife, just drawing the knife? There is a feeling that makes them all feel palpitations. Then, Thor's breathing technique, Form 1, Thor, draw the sword, 55. Uchiha Qiye swung the knife. That wave was not a knife, but a thunderbolt, and Uchiha Qiye, like a god holding a thunderbolt, was extremely shocking. Same. The ninjas who were rushing in this direction one after another also saw this amazing move. They couldn't help but stop their footsteps, now. They can't imagine what happened in that place, cage level war. This trick, how do they feel when the cage level passes, they have to die. Chapter 73. Uchiha Qiye. My heart of boxing and boxing loves the village, the sun and the moon can be learned. 1. Subscribe. Ha 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 ha. Sarutobi Hiruzen, see you next time. Facing this knife, Uzumaki Reed didn't have the slightest panic on his face, but greeted the coming of the knife with a big laugh, and let out the last long howl. Hear this word. Sarutobi Hiruzen felt a tinge in his heart. And this time, a knife from Uchiha Qiye, which was hundreds of meters away, instantly killed the Uzumaki Reed. Bang! Under their watch, the Uzumaki Reed exploded, turning into a cloud of smoke. This, shadow clone. Sarutobi Hiruzen shuddered. He never thought that this was just a shadow clone of Uzumaki Reed. So what about Uzumaki Reed himself? Immediately, Sarutobi Hiruzen responded quickly, come here. Hurry up, close Konoha's travel, and absolutely cannot let anyone leave Konoha. He quickly gave an order to the Anbu ninja who came to help. Before Anbu ninja could think about what the situation was, he hurriedly followed Sarutobi Hiruzen's instructions. Kacha, bang, in the field. Uchiha Kai's sword collapsed in an instant after he swung it out, and then shattered into pieces. A newly bought sword was sacrificed heroically. Uchiha Qiye expressed grief. 18, it's still worth it. Lord Hokage, I'm very sorry for letting the thief run away. Uchiha Qiye walked towards Sarutobi Hiruzen and said regretfully. At this moment, the expression on his face was also a little pale. In the eyes of others, after he performed a big move, at this time, he lacked Blue's performance. But Uchiha Qiye knew very well that after he killed his own shadow clone, the memory of death was transmitted to his mind. It just made him feel uncomfortable. He himself was unscathed. And the Thunder God's breathing technique, he just used 1/3 of his power. If you do your best, this street had to be destroyed on the spot by him. Well now, just a few hundred meters of streets to repair, not a big deal. It's okay, you've done a good job, but I didn't expect the other party to use the shadow clone technique to let the body escape, and the shadow clone stayed to delay the time. 80% of the time, the shadow clone technique was performed when the other party threw the detonating talisman kunai, and the dust filled our eyes and blocked our sight. 55. Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Uchiha Kai's pale face, comforted him, and then directly helped Uchiha Qiye patch. Listening to Uchiha Qiye couldn't help but want to applaud Sarutobi Hiruzen. Weezin. Pity, none of your speculations are correct. Lord Hokage, although I don't know what kind of secret the other party has captured from the village, but judging from the level of importance Hokage-sama has, I think it must be a very important secret. I suggest to block Konoha village directly, and then order the whole village to search. Absolutely cannot let the other party escape Konoha with our village's confidential documents. I, Uchiha Qiye, are willing to take the lead and lead the Uchiha clan to search for Konoha, and I will definitely catch the other party. 99. Uchiha Qiye stood up and said loudly with justice. When he spoke, the expression on his face was also very cooperative. These words were relatively combined with this expression. In an instant, everyone who arrived was deeply felt by the heart of Uchiha Kai's fist and love for the village. Advertisement looked at Uchiha Kai's pale face again. Immediately felt distressed. A 5-year-old child did this for Konoha, said. How could these adults just watch without taking any action? Lord Hokage, my Nara clan is willing to lead 100 clan members to search for thieves in Konoha. Lord Hokage, my Hyuga clan is willing to lead 200 people. Lord Hokage, I, the Inuzuka clan, are willing to. Lord Hokage, I, 66, 99. The patriarchs of some families took the lead in expressing their attitude. This action. Sarutobi Hiruzen was stunned for a moment, then quickly reacted with a satisfied smile on his face. I am worried that I don't have enough manpower under my hands to block Konoha, and he also searched the whole village for Uzumaki Reed. The manpower required is definitely not something that can be solved by 1 or 2 points, and he has a direct line of Anbu. But, Anbu's people are also limited. Konoha village is so big. Anbu is just that kind of people. To find someone in Konoha village is absolutely impossible. But now, the patriarchs of each family began to express their opinions angrily. All of a sudden, he has no shortage of manpower. To this, he looked at Uchiha Qiye with a little approval in his eyes. Good boy. This is the ninja who understood the will of fire. Understand the spirit of dedication. Unfortunately, Uchiha Qiye is a person from a family, otherwise he would definitely be promoted directly, educate him about the will of fire, and then become a capable person by his side. At the same time, the system sound also sounded in Uchiha Kai's mind. Ding! Host successfully pretended to force point plus 19999, 35. Ding! Pretend points are automatically assigned, a level Fenglei body flicker technique plus 6666, intermediate chef plus 13,333, 5. Ding! A level Fenglei body flicker technique, 21,308 tenths.0000. The experience is not full, please host hard to pretend to upgrade the ability. Ding! Intermediate chef, 13,854 1,000ths. The experience is full, start to level up. Ding! Upgrade successfully, get Senior Chef, 12,854 over 1.0000. Ding! Senior Chef, 12,854 over 1.0000. The experience is full, start leveling up, 5. Ding! Upgrade successfully, get Super Chef, 2,854 tenths.0000. 66. 39 This wave, he directly made a lot of money. Almost all the ninjas who rushed over could see the power effect of one move. In an instant, Uchiha Qiye gained 19,999 pretending points. For flowers unfortunately. Advertisement when I saw that 13,333 of them were automatically assigned to the sub-professional chef by the system, I was so angry that I vomited blood. What a waste. This is such a waste. It's fine to assign this PowerPoint to Mangekyo Sharingan, or cage level chakra. Assigned to the sub-professional. What the hell is this? He was really drunk. But there is no way. The cooking memory of the upgraded sub-professional super chef was directly stuffed into his mind. In an instant, Uchiha Kai's cooking level was directly improved by several grades. Very human can compare. And this time, Danzo, who was served a bowl of ramen by Uchiha Qiye, also came over. He has a black face. He looked at Uchiha Qiye with a gloomy expression. Right now I have the heart to kill Uchiha Qiye. Other side, he didn't know how to respect his Hokage assistant at all, and even dared to slap a bowl of ramen directly on his head. Shimura Danzo didn't want to lose face. If you want him to speak, that is, Uchiha Qiye, your path is so narrow, you know? However, if he knew about it, Uchiha Qiye wouldn't care about this kind of thing at all. He did it on purpose. For someone like Danzo, there's absolutely no need for him to be soft-hearted. The dark psychology of the other party is really serious. Rather than saying that the Uchiha family is a dark family, it is better to say that people like Shimura Danzo are truly dark people, the kind whose hearts are darkened. Get things done. As long as he said the last sentence, all this is for Konoha, he can completely ignore the most basic morality. Backhand. It's just a knife to a teammate, this kind of person is too dangerous. Because, in the eyes of the other party, there are only his own interests, and when he pursues his own interests, he will still shout the slogan of, all this is for Konoha. It's like reminding yourself that what you do is righteous. In fact, all his actions have long been not for Konoha, but only for himself. If you have a dog, at least the other party knows how to be grateful. Make good friends with people like Danzo. Maybe one day when the other party thinks that you will threaten his interests, they will suddenly stab you in the back. Make you invincible. So, in Uchiha Kai's view, it is better for such people to be directly hostile to the past. Chapter 74. If you can catch the Uzumaki reads, you are awesome. 2. Subscribe. Uchiha Qiye, you put the ramen on the old man's head, there's no end to it. Danzo faced Uchiha Qiye with a gloomy face and said coldly. Enough. Danzo, it's normal for a child to have a little temper, you're an adult anyway, please forgive the unreasonable behavior of a child. Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly yelled at Shimura Danzo. This made Danzo's eyes widen, looking at his friend in disbelief. Look at what the old man said wrong, Sarutobi Hiruzen snorted and said. He deliberately favored Uchiha Qiye. When he was fighting with Uzumaki Reed, just now, his friend was watching the play and didn't make a move. He was very angry. If Danzo had made a move with him just now, he might have taken him down. But Danzo didn't. Instead, Uchiha Qiye, who appeared later, made a big move directly under his words, killing the Uzumaki Reed, but unfortunately it was a shadow clone. Otherwise, the Uzumaki Reeds would not be submerged in the leaves with the Hashirama cells with the 653 cells. Now they have to seal it up to hunt down each other. Sarutobi, you. Danzo was furious. What this friend said was totally wrong. Didn't you see the smell of ramen coming out of me? The other party had a bowl of ramen directly on my head. Are you Sarutobi Hiruzen, blind? At this time, they are still talking to each other. Still a kid from the Uchiha clan, it made him tremble. It's just too much. He was so scolded by Sarutobi Hiruzen that he was so angry that he didn't know what to say. Also, the damage to the mobile house this time, as well as the repair cost of this street, will be deducted from you. Suddenly, Sarutobi Hiruzen spoke up, for a moment. Danzo only felt a mouthful of blood clogged his throat, and he really wanted to spit out a mouthful of blood and splash Sarutobi Hiruzen all over his face. It's easy to talk about the cost of repairing the house, but why should I be responsible for the repair cost of this kid who split the street into such a way? Danzo suppressed his anger and said, Danzo, This child has been forcibly shot and suffered internal injuries. Do you want a child to pay for it? Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Uchiha Kai's pale face, and then said bitterly to Danzo. Just now. Uchiha Qiye followed his order and quickly attacked the Uzumaki reed, making him feel that this might be able to win over the child. After all, he already knew about Tsunagakure. Among them, the description of Uchiha Kai's strength is extremely detailed. Such a powerful force. If there is any sign that he can win over, he will want to fight for it. As for Danzo, they are all old friends, and I don't know how many pots they have used for a long time. No matter how wrong they are, it's not bad. At most, get angry. When he arrives, he will just say something to comfort him. However, now Danzo is shaking with anger. Advertisement. Humph, Sarutobi, you will surely regret it. Danzo snorted coldly, shook his hand vigorously, turned around and left without looking back. In this way, it's just downright embarrassing. Subsequently, under the orders of Sarutobi Hiruzen, the roundup of the Uzumaki reeds was also carried out gradually. Next to, Uchiha Qiye was shocked when he heard it. Good guy. This layout, if there really is a Uzumaki reed, it is really difficult to fly. Pity. How can you know that I, Uchiha Qiye, are the Uzumaki reeds? No matter how carefully you set it up, it's impossible for the person, Uzumaki reed, to appear in Konoha. If you can catch it, you're awesome. Uchiha Qiye thought to himself. Uzumaki reed? After hearing the arrangement of Sarutobi Hiruzen and others with his own ears, he decided to put the Uzumaki reed vest in the snow for a period of time, and then consider using the Uzumaki reed vest to go out for waves after the Konoha blockade was over. Well now, if he doesn't say it, who knows that he is Uzumaki reed? After some discussions are over, everyone also dispersed. At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen also walked in front of Tsunade, who was sitting on the steps beside him with a lost face. Tsunade, you are confused. Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed deeply. He already knew what the deal between Tsunade and Uzumaki reed was. Resurrect the dead? Is this kind of thing possible? Impossible. Sarutobi Hiruzen has lived for so many years, and he has also studied a lot of ninjutsu, especially the forbidden technique of his teacher Senju Tobirama. As Hokage, he can come into contact with him personally. It can bring the dead back to life for a short time. It's just impure world reincarnation, and incompletely perfected ninjutsu. And such ninjutsu, it is still at the cost of a life to let the dead come out of the pure land, so as to be resurrected for a short time, but that is not a resurrection at all, it can only be regarded as a weapon. Moreover, it is a weapon to play with the souls of the dead. It is because of this, after impure world reincarnation came out, it was directly listed as forbidden technique. He remembered. The last time impure world reincarnation was used was also during the First Ninja World War. Konoha defeated 4-1. Senju Tobirama finally chose to use impure world reincarnation to resist the attack of other countries. He is very aware of the cruelty of that ninjutsu. So, after learning that the transaction content was to resurrect Nawaki, he knew that Tsunade was deceived by the other party. Teacher. I'm sorry. Advertisement. Tsunade looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen, she opened her mouth, and there seemed to be only 2 words at the end, sorry. What she apologized for was her own behavior of trading her grandfather's cells. But, he doesn't regret the deal, because, in a communication with the other party's words are very understanding of the reanimation jutsu developed by her second grandfather, and the other party's confident appearance and tone. That's what made her decide to trade with the other party. You take a break for a while, Sarutobi Hiruzen said. He doesn't think Tsunade can do anything in this state, and this matter has already started to make trouble, and Tsunade must take some responsibility for this matter. So, letting the other party rest for a while now is the best option. Subsequently, Uchiha Qiye also saw Sarutobi Hiruzen walking towards him. Qiye, looking at your appearance, I will also give you a month's vacation, go home and have a good rest, you don't have to participate in this matter. Sarutobi Hiruzen said slowly to Uchiha Qiye, yes, Lord Hokage. Uchiha Qiye responded, he had no intention of getting involved in it at all. Since Sarutobi Hiruzen said so, he also just took advantage of the trend to rest for a while. Good boy, you can come to this old man's house when you have time. Although this old man doesn't know much about the boundaries of the Uchiha clan, the old man of the 5 elements escapism still dares to understand a little bit. Sarutobi Hiruzen said slowly, a kind invitation to Uchiha Qiye. Really, Lord Hokage, if I have time, I will definitely visit in person. 35. Uchiha Qiye looked excited, of course, his appearance is only from the performance of 2.9. Sarutobi Hiruzen is indeed very powerful in the 5 elements of escape, and even a variety of combination ninjutsu, the other side is playing the Thief 6. But, who is he? Uchiha Qiye? Push the king, ninjutsu? He feels a lot. Occupying one more grid, when it is automatically allocated, it will give out a part of the experience. It just gets in the way. And, as long as he wants to learn ninjutsu, does he still need guidance from others? Put on some force. The level of ninjutsu goes up in minutes. Give pointers. Might as well install 2 more to force the effect. Chapter 75. Transplant Hashirama cells. Incomplete sage body, 0/10, incomplete wood style. Free, subscription. Uchiha Qiye returned home alone, inside the house. A quiet one. He didn't think much about it. 80% of the time his father ran out to hang out. After all, Uchiha Osura is not the kind of person who can sit in a room all the time. He went back to his room, locked the door, subsequently. He then took out a scroll from his arms. This is his harvest this time. Hashirama cells. For this thing, he spent a lot of effort. This time, in the end it was in his hands, worth. Efforts are not in vain. Who would have thought that the person who fought hard against the Uzumaki Reed was the mastermind behind this incident? Uchiha Qiye said with a smile on his face. Uzumaki Reeds. This name is now in Konoha, it can be said to be famous. Estimate this time. The ninjas in the whole village knew the name, Uzumaki Reed, sneaked into Konoha to steal Konoha's top secret, and escaped smoothly. However, he, Uchiha Qiye, perfectly distanced himself from the person, Uzumaki Reed. No one will think of it. Uzumaki Reed is Uchiha Qiye. Now Sarutobi is still concealing the news of the Hashirama cell, and replaces it with top-secret documents, but this time, after the village was closed and the Uzumaki Reed was not found, Sarutobi will definitely not be able to bear it. Uchiha Qiye thought to himself, since this matter is so big, he can be sure that after the village is closed this time, he can't catch the Uzumaki Reed, and Sarutobi Hiruzen will definitely issue a bounty to the outside world. The matter of Hashirama cells is bound to be hidden. In such a big village, even if you are capable of Sarutobi Hiruzen, you can only close the village for 3 days at most, no matter how much more, you can't hold back. 35 Uchiha Qiye murmured. Such a big village. Every day, I don't know how many people want to leave the village. Closing the village is tantamount to detaining these people who want to leave the village in Konoha. To know, people who come to Konoha, not just ordinary people. Besides, there are also businessmen. Merchants who travel between countries, they have to purchase and ship goods, how much income they make every day, and they can endure it for a day or two. But over time, can they endure? Together, Sarutobi Hiruzen could not withstand the pressure of protests. After all, these businessmen are really energetic. Sarutobi Hiruzen, just a village chief, although powerful. After all, the world is what most people say, and staring at Sarutobi Hiruzen's position is not 1 or 2 people. If Sarutobi Hiruzen annoys the group of businessmen, will there be no one behind the business to make money? At that time, people like Danzo who are staring at Sarutobi Hiruzen's position will walk over and unite with these people. The ability to unite can make Sarutobi Hiruzen step down directly. After all, the position of Hokage is not for one person to decide. But, for Uchiha Qiye, none of these matters have much to do with him. The reason why he behaved like that in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen today was purely for acting, firstly to exclude himself from suspicion, and secondly because he did not want to be targeted by Sarutobi Hiruzen at such a time. So, only then did he show some intention of getting close to Sarutobi Hiruzen, giving him a feeling of, I can win over. Then he also focused all his attention on the storage scroll. Advertisement here, however, there is an incredible thing called Hashirama cells. In the future, Hashirama cells are indeed a lot of circulation. But now, the Hashirama cell, in his own hands should be regarded as the only Hashirama cell that has fallen into the hands of others besides Konoha high-level officials and Uchiha Madara. Untie. Uchiha Qiye opened the storage scroll, sealed it directly, and took out what was sealed in it. A tube container, not too big, also the size of a fist. In the middle of the container, it is a small piece of Senju Hashirama's flesh. After seeing this, Uchiha Qiye also showed a satisfied smile, but then his brows quickly wrinkled. Because, Hashirama cells are in hand, but he didn't know much about the so-called implantation of Hashirama cells. He is not a scientist. So, all of a sudden, with the Hashirama cell in his hand, he became melancholy, worrying about how to implant the Hashirama cell. How should I do it? Uchiha Qiye thought for a while, and in the end, he was not sure about the result. This thing. Not professional. After all, in the original history, there are not many people who have transplanted Hashirama cells, but there are at least hundreds of people, ranging from babies to ninjas. In the end, not all of these people died. The only one who survived. Only Yamato is the test product. The chance of success is less than 1%. But, Uchiha Qiye thought for a second. No, I am systematic. Even the ninjutsu I have learned, whether it is A level or B level, starts from E level after learning it. Sharingan also started with an eye-opener. If, with the help of the system's ability, the Hashirama cells are directly implanted, maybe, just like when learning ninjutsu, an initial, immortal body, or, wood style, will appear directly. Uchiha Kai's face was very complicated, he was a little undecided. After all, the success rate of implanting Hashirama cells is too low, ridiculously low. If not for his system, he didn't even dare to think about the problem of direct implantation. Otherwise, give it a try. Uchiha Qiye looked at the container with Hashirama cells and fell silent. He wanted to gamble, but, I am a little worried that if something goes wrong, the consequence is likely to be death. So, a time, he was caught in a choice, after a long time. Bet. 9 Uchiha Qiye gritted his teeth and finally decided to try transplanting Hashirama cells himself. He wanted to find Orochimaru, but, at present, the identity of Uzumaki Reed is wanted. If he shows up, the result is obviously not ideal, especially now that Orochimaru is not the Orochimaru who will condemn the village to the village in the future. If you change your identity again, then if the other party is loyal to Konoha, wouldn't there be another piece of information about Uzumaki Reed in Konoha village has a party? It is estimated that it will be another storm. In his own identity, advertisement, that's even more impossible. In order to conceal his identity, he disguised himself as Uzumaki Reed and made a deal with Tsunade. Exposed. Then what he did before was in vain, so he can't go to Orochimaru. The risk is too great. Soon, Uchiha Qiye is ready. Extract a little Hashirama cells, cut a little wound, and implant a little bit. If there is any abnormality, immediately cut off the flesh and blood together with the Hashirama cells. Uchiha Qiye made arrangements for his next actions. He didn't know what the Hashirama cell engraftment was like. But something unusual. He absolutely cut off the Hashirama cells along with his own flesh and blood. At least, losing a piece of flesh and blood is better than losing your life. Then, Uchiha Qiye also acted. He sits at the table. On the table, a little bit of Hashirama cells, kunai, and a medicine chest isolated. He has all these things ready. Then, operate. Here we go. 653 taking the lead. Uchiha Qiye first used kunai to cut a wound on his left arm, and then he picked up a little Hashirama cell that was isolated and transplanted it. Then Uchiha Qiye also quickly picked up the kunai on the table, as long as there was any discomfort in his body. He cut off this piece of flesh and blood immediately. Subsequently, he also opened the data panel of the system. His eyes are fixed on the blood following limit column on the data panel. If his guess is successful and the transplant is successful, then wood style will appear on his data panel, or it is the body of a fairy. Skills. However, this Hashirama cells after transplantation. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, a minute has passed. Uchiha Qiye didn't feel anything. This made him feel that this Hashirama cell is not playing him. Another 3 minutes passed. Still the same, there is no feeling whatsoever. The expression on Uchiha Kai's face could be described as speechless. He doubted whether it was because he transplanted too few Hashirama cells, so there was no response. Look at the group of people who have had Hashirama cells transplanted. That's the end. Can't bear to look directly. Why did you come to him? No feeling at all. This also makes Uchiha Qiye want to transplant some Hashirama cells. And right now, on the data panel he had been staring at, something changed. On it, 2 abilities emerge. Incomplete Sage Body, 0/10. Incomplete Wood Style, 0/10. Chapter 76. In front of pretending, everything else is trivial. Open black lens bracket 4 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket subscribe close black lens bracket. Incomplete Sage Body, 0/10. Incomplete Wood Style, 0/10. The 2 skills that appeared on his data panel made Uchiha Qiye ecstatic. If it weren't for him being calm enough, he would have been jumping like Erha demolished his home. It worked. He successfully fused Hashirama cells. Subsequently, he checked his body, and there was no other change in his body. There is no such thing as a Hashirama face. It can be said to be a perfect fusion. As for now, his sage body and wood style are just incomplete. Uchiha Qiye didn't care about that at all. He is a systematic person. It is not so important to be incomplete or not, because as long as he is willing to pretend, get a bit of loading point and assign it to these 2 abilities. Incomplete sage body has to become flawless. Then, he also cleaned up all the things in the room. The container containing the Hashirama cells was then sealed back into the storage scroll. This thing, it's no longer of any use to him, but the value of Hashirama cells is indeed very high. If he takes Hashirama cells to other ninja villages and sells them directly, he doesn't call 1 billion. 5 billion people are willing to pay the money to buy them. But he still doesn't have the idiot to do such a thing. His purpose has been achieved. Now, this thing is temporarily put away and regarded as a collectible. In the future, he will also plan for Orochimaru. The reason is naturally for the Uchiha family. There is only one way for the Mangekyo Sharingan to evolve into the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and that is to open it with the Mangekyo Sharingan transplanted by others, and the probability of success is higher if the blood relationship between the 2 is very close. For example, brother, however, within the Uchiha clan. Don't say anything else. There are quite a lot of people, but it does not mean that every family has several sons, and there are many only sons. And who would be willing to be a victim, sacrifice their own eyes, and dedicate their brothers to open the Mangekyo Sharingan? How many such people are there? Advertisement in existing history. Only Uchiha Madara's younger brother, Uchiha Izuna, gave his Mangekyo Sharingan to Uchiha Madara when he was dying, and successfully helped Uchiha Madara to open the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. And Uchiha Itachi and Uchiha Sasuke? It is only the 38th year of Konoha, and Uchiha Itachi has not yet been born, let alone Uchiha Sasuke. This is the future. Hashirama cells. People who can help Mangekyo Sharingan will not go blind. Future. There are not a few people who open Mangekyo Sharingan. So he kept the Hashirama cells and cooperated with Orochimaru in the future. At that time, the Hashirama cells were not transplanted if he wanted to. He believed in the ability of Orochimaru, the first Hokage scientist. Just transplant Hashirama cells. As long as the other party is given enough time, the success rate of the transplant will be 99.99% sooner or later. After putting everything away, Uchiha Qiye wrapped his wound with a bandage. Although he said that he has now obtained a sage body, it is only incomplete. There are some effects on resilience. His wounds are scabbed over. His whole body was torn apart. That's it, he was embarrassed to show. First generation wood style flattened the world. Yamato wood style engaged in greening, and sprouted yellow wood style planted small flowers. Uchiha Qiye, this sage body, has quite a kind of rush of the wood style of the wind festival, which is too embarrassing. This made him secretly make up his mind, this time. Gotta find a time. Hurry up and put on a few more cowards to raise the level of this incomplete sage body. It didn't take long. Uchiha Osora is back. Son, your father, I'm back. I bought the recipe today. Let's continue tonight. Uchiha Okong came back with bags of vegetables in his hands and shouted loudly. Dad, I advise you, give it up. You really don't have the talent for cooking. Don't torture yourself, and don't torture me anymore. Uchiha Qiye looked at Uchiha Dekong with a smile on his face. He just wanted to cry. Since the last time I failed cooking, he never thought that Uchiha Dekong would not admit defeat and made dark dishes for several days in a row. There is only one reason. Challenge yourself. He doesn't believe that his cooking skills are rubbish. So he must make a delicious meal, however the result. Often very cruel. Uchiha Osora really doesn't have the talent for cooking. After he tasted the dark dishes he made every day, he went to the toilet and vomited. Advertisement then, Uchiha Dekong had a look of kidney deficiency. The victim Uchiha Qiye could only stay to take care of each other and was forced to eat instant noodles for several nights. What are you talking about? I'm your father, don't you believe my strength? Uchiha Osora glared at the past and rebuked. One listen. Uchiha Kai's whole body is about to crack. At your level? The salt and sugar can't be separated out. The soy sauce is a big spoonful when you shake your hand. The chili pepper is very spicy, and the vinegar is a small half bottle of vinegar to enhance the taste. Originally, Uchiha Qiye, who has a sub-professional of intermediate chef, can see that the other party has no talent for cooking at all. And now, his chef career has reached the level of special chef. He just wanted to say something to Uchiha Osora, give up. If you can learn how to cook, I will eat all the coastal dishes you make without any leftovers. Sudden, Uchiha Qiye had a flash of inspiration, yup. Didn't he want to upgrade the crippled sage body? Coercion. Now this can't be forced. He knows how awesome his super chef is. This ability. It is also a waste to put it there, it is better to use it to pretend. If you can make a little bit of pretending, you can earn it. But, Uchiha Kai's face showed a tangled color again, just because after he came out as a sub-professional, this, Wang Lihao, profession took up a space for him, so he released, even if he is dead, jumping from here will not work. The oath that he will never use this skill, and now, is he going to break it? Isn't this not so good? Moment. Uchiha Qiye fell into contemplation. If he used this chef sub-profession, doesn't that mean that he can't escape the definition of true fragrance? This, you will really be slapped in the face by yourself. Then, Dad, you put down the dishes, let me show you a hand today. 35. Saying that, Uchiha Qiye walked towards Uchiha Dekong, came to the latter's side, and took away all the vegetables that the latter bought. What a slap in the face is not a slap in the face. He Uchiha Qiye needs to care about such trivial things in order to pretend? It's just a joke. Chapter 77. I checked, there is not a single dish in these two dishes, they are all medicine. 5. Subscribe. Please taste. Uchiha Qiye simply cooked two dishes based on the vegetables that Uchiha Okong bought. Fried potato slices, and scrambled eggs with chopped green onion. Just two simple dishes, and this moment. Uchiha Dekong was sitting at the dining table with a dazed expression, because his head couldn't turn around a little, so he stared blankly at the two dishes that Uchiha Qiye made. Uchiha Dekong just wanted to put 3 question marks to express his feelings at this moment. It's really, so F*** get up, after he smashed and grabbed the vegetables in his hand. Then, in front of him, he was very proficient in washing, peeling, and shredding the potatoes, the method of cutting potatoes with a kitchen knife, and the control of speed and strength. He almost fell to his knees. When will his son-in-law even cook? Then, he was chased outside by Uchiha Qiye. Do it at the dinner table and think about life. And the two dishes in front of him now make Uchiha Dekong don't know what to say. My son, how did you learn to cook? Why doesn't he know? And, the aroma of this dish is so tempting. Can't stand it, can't stand it. Uchiha Okong swallowed his saliva and stared straight at the two dishes. He was not very hungry at first, but instantly felt hungry. He has only one idea now. Taste the taste of these two dishes made by yourself. As a professional gourmet, let me have a taste of how 653 smashing your craftsmanship is 1/10 of my level. 35 Uchiha Dekong said shamelessly. 1/10 level? Uchiha Qiye looked over with a look of contempt. As far as your craftsmanship is concerned, are you embarrassed to brag about such arrogance with me here? The level of cooking between the two of us is not in the same dimension at all. Then, Uchiha Dekong directly took the dish with chopsticks and shoved it into his mouth. Then, Uchiha Qiye watched helplessly as the expression on his father's face changed dramatically, and then, his eyes blurred and he made a sand sculpture-like behavior. No, don't tell me. Uchiha Qiye felt a bad feeling in his heart. He also picked up his chopsticks and ate the scrambled eggs with chopped green onion. Moment. Advertisement. He was put into a certain spiritual world. Everything here is beautiful. Refreshing. Next moment. Uchiha Qiye quickly came out of this state, then. He put down his chopsticks silently. By now, he didn't know what to say. He just checked. There is not a single dish in these two dishes, it is all medicine. The dishes made by the special chefs have the power of the spirit of eating halberds, and the power of medicine is really beeping. Uchiha Qiye thought with great melancholy in his heart. By now, he can only say that the chef's skills are really awesome. Only a super chef has such power. He is very worried that after the experience bar of the super chef is full, the next stage of the god level, the dishes that are made, the medicine will be so fierce. Hiss, Emperor, it's great, how did you do it in the first place? The food you made is so delicious, it's 10,000 times better than your mother's. Compared to you, she is really far behind. After Uchiha Dekong came out of the food fantasy, he took a deep breath and praised the dishes made by Uchiha Qiye without hesitation. Powerful, too strong. However, father, I want to deeply criticize your opinion. It's too much. Mother, for this family, cooks for us every day from morning to night. Every dish contains love for our family. 39. How can you describe it with such a vulgar taste? I despise you. Uchiha Qiye suddenly got down from his position and said loudly with a straight face. Child, why are you doing this suddenly? Yeah, it turns out that my food doesn't taste good. Before Uchiha Dekong could finish his words, Uchiha Minghina's voice sounded behind him, and the expression on the former's face froze instantly. He turned his head stiffly and saw his wife's familiar face. Moment. His face paled. That, BCJ, Minghina, listen to my explanation, I didn't mean that, this kid's cooking really tastes good, really, if you don't believe me, try it. Uchiha Osura quickly explained. He understood. Why did he suddenly talk to him like this, and praise Uchiha Minghina's cooking? Emotion. It is for this reason, he felt like his heart had been hit hard. Advertisement good boy. You're all gone. I'm going to suffer from your labor and capital, it's such a fool to smash it here. Since you think my cooking is not good, then you can cook for yourself, and you can sleep on the sofa for the next month. Uchiha Akira Hina directly announced the result of the punishment for Uchiha Osura. One listen. Uchiha Osura only felt that the world in front of him was pitch black. Mom, I'm going back to my room first. Uchiha Qiye resolutely chose to retreat, and at the same time felt very fortunate in his heart. Fortunately, his angle just happened to see the figure of Uchiha Minghina walking over, silently, just like a cat walking to the back of Uchiha Dekong. It's too dangerous. So far so good. The position he was sitting in was not that of Uchiha Dekong. Otherwise, if he made a slip of the tongue, he might be the one who would be unlucky. Retreat. Retreat decisively. He cast a strong look directly at his father, and then, under Uchiha's wide-eyed expression, he didn't understand why he had betrayed him. He went straight back to his room, inside the room. Uchiha Qiye is thankful that he escaped, but again. He was shocked by the meal he was sitting in just now, and he completely forgot the pretense, so he didn't pretend to be coercive just now, and instantly, he was full of regrets. This wave is blood loss. Oh, I can't help it, who told me to be handsome and delicious to cook? Uchiha Qiye sighed, and then said narcissistically. He glanced at his door. He went through the door. I saw a big event happening at home today. Dad, why bother, who told you to die? It's okay to praise the delicious food I made, but you even belittle the food made by my mother, it's simply a choice. One way of life and one way of death are so obvious, you still choose a dead end. 35. I, Uchiha Qiye, would like to call you awesome, Uchiha Qiye thought to himself. Subsequently, he lay down on the bed and looked out the window. He knows. Today is another noisy day. Konoha most people. I guess they didn't sleep so well. Chapter 78. Classmates, your genius is back. 1. Subscribe. The next day or two, Konoha is completely blocked. No one is allowed to go out, and likewise, people outside are not allowed in. It made the residents of Konoha complaining, certainly. This also has nothing to do with Uchiha Qiye. Uzumaki read? Sorry, he Uchiha Qiye, as a partner of justice, does not know this kind of thief who stole the Hashirama cell. Then, in these 2 days, Uchiha Qiye was caught by his mother Uchiha Minghina to become a cook, just because Uchiha Minghina tasted the 2 dishes that night. So, he was honorably temporarily a cook, made meals 2 days in a row. He is very dissatisfied. Who is he? Push the king. What he wants to do is to pretend not to cook today. He planned his destination early. Ninja school. He hasn't come for a while. And he graduated from this school without going to school for many days at all, which made Uchiha Qiye, who came back here, feel extremely melancholy. Blame him for being so talented. Otherwise, he can still play happily with these little brats. But, came here today. His purpose, of course, was to pretend. To come here to see some of his old classmates who were still struggling in school. Then, he wandered around the school and met his head teacher. Shangchuan Shinkong. The other party is still the same. As for seeing Uchiha Qiye, Shinkong Shangchuan also expressed his surprise. Qiye, I heard about your heroic deeds. It's amazing. I think it was just over a month when you first came to school. Shangchuan Shinkong said with emotion. If you want to say, he dares to say that Uchiha Qiye is the most awesome one of the students he has taught. The first day of school opened my eyes to 2 Tomo Sharingan. Soon. Apply for early graduation. The early graduation exam also beat 1 Chunin and 3 Jonin. After being a ninja, going to the battlefield with Sanagakure, he directly slashed the tailed beast on the opposite side, and made the strongest case cage in history, directly into a 1-armed hero. This series of operations, Give him another 50 years and he won't be able to show it. Advertisement, it's outrageous, it's like something out of a movie. Teacher, you can see that you are still a single dog, 35. Uchiha Qiye glanced at each other and said, for a moment. Shangchuan Shinkong's face instantly turned green. You brat, why do you say that? How can you be sure that I don't have a girlfriend? Shangchuan Shinkong said angrily, class teacher, do you think my Sharingan is a decoration? Uchiha Qiye can't say, because the single dogs he has seen are similar to Shangchuan Shinkong? Shangchuan Shinkong couldn't help but wanted to make 3 question marks. Gone. Can Sharingan see if a man is single? If that's the case, it's really outrageous. F****************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** Then why are you coming to school today? Kagawa Shinkong asked. He looked at Uchiha Qiye and always felt that there was nothing good for him to come to school. It is with the love of being a senior that I came back to see these juniors who haven't graduated yet. Uchiha Qiye grinned and said, "That's right, he is such a loving person. He is definitely not here to pretend, absolutely not. If I believe you, then I will be sand dollars, forget it, come if you want." 55. Shangshuan Shinkong thought for a while, but did not refuse. After all, he was also a student in his own class. Within the class, before Shangshuan Shinkong did not come, it was more noisy. The students were looking for their little friends to chat about something they didn't know. Certainly, there are still some people in the class who want to be licking dogs. For example, Uchiha Obito or Sarutobi Isuma, etc. At this time, Shangshuan Shinkong also walked into the classroom. Moment. The classroom fell silent. This is the power of the head teacher. Cough. Today, there is a special guest, everyone warmly welcomes you. Come in. Shangshuan Shinkong shouted at the door. Special guest. When this group of little brats heard it, they immediately became interested, and they looked along the door curiously. Then, under their watch, Uchiha Qiye walked in slowly. Advertisement, classmates, your emperor. Ahem, your genius Uchiha Qiye is back. With a bright smile on his face, Uchiha Qiye walked to the blackboard and said loudly to the classmate he hadn't seen for a long time. Qiye. Screams sounded. Uchiha Qiye glanced at it. Hey, all the female students in the class were screaming. This made him a little distressed. This is the burden of the handsome man. For flowers when you go there, there will be screams. Quiet. Uchiha Qiye stretched out his hand and pressed down, and the classroom fell silent. Subsequently, Uchiha Qiye spoke again. Although it's been a long time since I saw you guys, I'm very happy, but I'm also very disappointed. It's been so long since the disappointment has passed, and there is no other student who graduated early except me. You have disappointed me, can't you learn from me? Looking at the students in the class, Uchiha Qiye almost wrote the word, disappointment, directly on his face, and at the same time, he put on a look of indifference. A time. The male students in the class were instantly angry. Looking at Uchiha Qiye, who was gnashing his teeth, he couldn't wait to swallow the former directly on the spot. Aside. 5. Shangshuan Shinkong was speechless. Are you disappointed? I see your kid is just pretending, at the same time. Ding. The host is successful in pretending, and the pretending point is +99. Ding. Pretend points are automatically assigned, incomplete sage body +66, incomplete wood style +33, 35. Ding. Incomplete sage body, 66/10. The experience is full, start to upgrade, 35. Ding. Upgrade successfully, get. Second class sage body, 56/100. Ding. Incomplete wood style, 33/10. The experience is full, start to upgrade, 35. Ding. Upgrade successfully, get. Second class wood style, 23/100. 66.99. The system prompt sounded in Uchiha Kai's mind. This wave of coercion is still possible. Look, isn't it letting his sage body and wood style break through? It is a big step forward from being incomplete to being inferior. Unfortunately, the strength of these students is too poor. If it weren't for the presence of Chunin, Shangshuan Shinkong, next to him, he would have doubted that if his current income could break 10 pretending points, he would have to burn high incense. After all, the number of people can only make the pretense a little more. And the strength of the people he pretended to force was the fundamental reason for him to gain more force points. Chapter 79. Uchiha Qiye. Actually you can go together, I can give you one hand, too, subscribe. Since Qiye is back today, let's start the one-on-one combat training a day earlier, said. Shangshuan Shinkong glanced at Uchiha Qiye and said, Qiye, do you have time to guide them? Helping others is the root of happiness, and what I like most about Uchiha Qiye is to point the younger generation. It fills me up as a whole. 35. Uchiha Kai's eyes lit up when he heard it. Isn't this a chance for him to pretend? If he can't grasp the opportunity to pretend, why should he be the king of coercion, Uchiha Qiye? Then, he just followed the trend and seized this opportunity. Okay, classmates, gather at the playground, Shangshuan Shinkong said loudly. The one-on-one actual combat training that was supposed to take 2 days was delayed due to the arrival of Uchiha Qiye. Playground. Dozens of people in a class. Uchiha Qiye and Kamikawa Shinkong stood side by side. Opposite them are a group of students. Now, the one who was named came up to have a one-on-one training with Uchiha Qiye. Kamikawa Shinkong stood aside and said, The coolies like 653, who came to the door did not drain Uchiha Qiye's labor force well, so he had really done nothing for the head teacher of Shinkong in the past few years. To this, Uchiha Qiye also guessed the other party's thoughts. But he doesn't care. Now it's really hard to get a point of pretending to be a force. I didn't see him going to school to pretend to be a force. But this is really helpless. Just because the Uzumaki Reed took away the Hashirama cells, the entire Konoha went into a closed village state. And there are also patrols and many other people who are looking for the figure of Uzumaki Reed. If he dares to appear, then he will definitely face the group fight of Konoha Justice. Originally, he wanted to use Shadow Clone, and then use the transformation technique to change into the appearance of Uzumaki Reed, to make trouble, and then he himself appeared and played with Uzumaki Reed, to pretend to force. But now it seems. At this point, I will stimulate Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others, and it is estimated that the other party will directly lock down the village after they are dizzy with anger. Although it has nothing to do with Sarutobi Hiruzen stepping down or not. But now that this point is changed to Hokage, the impact point is really bad. Even Uchiha Qiye dared to say directly, even if it is still a Hokage, it must be a Hokage who obeys their words. After all, if you want to become Hokage, you must first report the candidates, and then the elders in Hokage will decide whether the other party is qualified to hold the position of Hokage. Then, under the guidance of others, successfully selected words. In the end, the daimyo of the Land of Fire nodded in agreement. Although he did a lot of things, but he doesn't want to change the candidate for 4th Hokage now. Because Sarutobi Hiruzen, he is relatively familiar. Advertisement: when the 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato came to power, he was also very relieved that the character of the other party, would not attack the people in the village like Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo did. Therefore, if Namikaze Minato is the 4th Hokage, the Uchiha family will be fine. Therefore, he didn't want to let Sarutobi Hiruzen step down now. And a group of students looked at Uchiha Qiye. The eyes of a group of female classmates shone brightly. Just because Uchiha Qiye is so handsome, everyone has idols, like Uchiha Qiye who graduated within a few days of school, and the battle report that Tsunagakure has already sent back. Undeniable. Heroes are always easy to favor. For example, Uzumaki Naruto has a lot of fans after the 4th Ninja War. In Hokage, there are many little girls who want to fall in love at the age of 5, aren't they? But Uchiha Qiye ignored it directly. Girl, am I pretending to be happy? Force the king. I like mature breasts and thighs. These little brats. Let's talk about it in 15 years. Actually, you can go on together, even if I let you have one hand without any problem. Uchiha Qiye looked at them and said lightly. Immediately, Kamikawa Shinkong, Sarutobi Asuma, Uchiha Obito, and others only felt that the atmosphere suddenly changed. A rush of air came. Yes, it is Uchiha Kai's pretentious breath. Good guy. Let him put it on again, at the same time. The sound of the system sounded. Ding. The host is successful in pretending to force, and the force point is plus 66. Ding. The force point is automatically assigned, the second sage body plus 66. Ding. Second class sage body, 122 100ths. The experience is full, start to upgrade. Ding. Upgrade successfully, get. Lower level sage body, 22 1000ths. Although it is less pretentious, but this experience was allocated to the sage body, and the experience bar was full in an instant, and the sage body was also upgraded from the second to the lower. This also made Uchiha Qiye clearly feel a little improvement in his physical fitness. Besides, he also feels that his cage level chakra has grown a lot after the improvement of sage body. In the end, advertisement in the ninja world, the effect of sage body is actually very simple. The first is the resilience that is far beyond ordinary people, just like Hashirama's amazing resilience. If nothing else, stab the other party. It is estimated that the other party's wound will be completely healed in less than a few minutes. This is sage body, one of the abilities. The second is the amount of chakra far exceeding that of ordinary people. Whether it is Hashirama's chakra or Naruto's chakra, their chakra amount is many times more than that of ordinary people. In fact, this is also one of the abilities of sage body. The third is extraordinary physical strength. Actually, there is not much relationship between sage body and wood style. Wood style is just a combination of earth style chakra and water style chakra, and then uses chakra as the source of life to launch ninjutsu. There is only one reason why the wood style of Yamato and Fengji Mengwang is not as good as Hashirama. They don't have sage body, or face it directly. Their chakra is too little, and it's not at the same level as Hashirama, so they can't display the terrifying power of Hashirama's wood style. Just like a person with only 10 chakra and a person with 100 chakra perform the same ninjutsu, normal people are conservative and will use 1/10 of the chakra to perform each time they perform. So, a ninjutsu that costs 1 point of chakra to use 1/10, and a ninjutsu that costs 10 points of chakra to use 1/10, there will be a big gap in the power itself. Just Yamato, with all the chakra, full of wood style. Perhaps, the chakra consumed may only be around 1% of Senju Hashirama. And Hashirama raised his hand as a wood style displayed by a 10% chakra, what a comparison. As for the yang attributes other than the 5 attributes of chakra, most everyone has yin and yang attributes. In his previous life, he had seen the data. Some people say that Hashirama's wood style is more powerful because it has a yang attribute, but Yamato doesn't have it, so it's not good. For this, Uchiha Qiye said it was pure nonsense. Most people have pure yang attribute or yin attribute. These things are only some ninjutsu specific will bring, such as Nara Shikamaru's shadow secret art. After learning it, there is yin attribute chakra, and Yamanaka Ino there are also yin and yang attributes. In addition, her son Yamanaka Well-Ray will also have yang attributes in the future. So, the two attributes of yin and yang of oneself are only mastered when they learn some secret techniques. This can basically be said to be the ninjutsu of the two types of chakra nature transformation, yin dun and yang dun. But wood style. It is purely a blood successive boundary born from the combination of soil and water. It is not a secret technique of yin escape or yang escape at all. It's the wood style arcana. 2.9 was his own. After the wood style was upgraded, he now belongs to the second class wood style. He just discovered that he actually learned one or two wood style ninjutsu. He also glanced at the skill bar above the data panel. It was found that the so-called wood style ninjutsu skills were not added, so he concluded that this was the ability that he brought with him after he learned wood style and upgraded his level. Even though this wood style ninjutsu is weak, however, it also told him from the side that as long as the level of wood style continued to rise, he could still obtain wood style's ninjutsu again, and even, for example, that Senju Hashirama performed the ninjutsu that makes you two-handed, technique chapter 80. Pretend to be a jerk, no comments. 3. Subscribe. I'm coming. 35 Uchiha Obito stood up directly. Hey, isn't this Run 2? Uchiha Qiye glanced at Run. Uchiha Obito said. My name is Uchiha Qiye Obito. Uchiha Obito didn't know that Uchiha Qiye was just playing tricks. Anyway, he was very upset when he saw the other party. This is not cool. Part of it may be because the opponent is more talented than him, and part of it is because of Uchiha Kai's tone. And the main reason is, the girl he liked, Rin Nohara, after Uchiha Qiye came, her eyes kept falling on her, which made him very annoyed. So, he decided to stand up for himself. Show yourself. Just beat the opponent, then, Nohara Rin will definitely look at him with admiration. However, there is a big gap between imagination and reality. Come on, I'll give you a hand. Uchiha Qiye pointed enough fingers at Uchiha Obito and said. Damn it, you are too arrogant. I, Uchiha Obito, must beat you up. Uchiha Obito said angrily, then he punched and rushed up. 14 to this. Uchiha Qiye calmly grabbed the opponent's fist, then stretched out his foot and swept the opponent's bottom plate. With a snap, Uchiha Obito tripped over his foot. What a powerful fist, I almost didn't catch it, Uchiha Qiye teased. Aside, Shangchuan Shinkong watched this scene with a dark face. He really wanted to cover his face now, but he was really embarrassed. He was also from the Uchiha clan. Why was Uchiha Qiye so awesome? And this Uchiha Obito, he had taught him for so long, but his memory didn't change at all. Facing opponents far superior to their own, you got hit in the head before you chose to throw a fist at each other. Uchiha Qiye, you. Uchiha Obito growled and got up. But, Uchiha Qiye just punched the opponent directly with one hand, and the opponent's body bowed like a shrimp, but it didn't matter. Shangchuan Shinkong watched from the side. If something happened, he would have taken action. Advertisement he taught for so many years, still have some eyesight. Uchiha Kai's punch was just a little bit of damage, and it was all right at once. There is no brain in doing things. In the face of an opponent whose strength is higher than yours, you actually choose to go straight to the front, and it's still melee combat? You're not kidding me. 5. I don't know how to use a clone technique to try it out. Completely a reckless act. Being a ninja, the most important thing is teamwork. On the battlefield, the role of teammates is beyond your imagination. Your impulses alone may not only put yourself in a dangerous situation, but also drag your teammates down. Study hard in the past few years, otherwise, I suggest you not to become a ninja. Because, your character is easy to sacrifice, Uchiha Qiye said slowly. This is his suggestion to the current Uchiha Obito. He is so reckless, he attacks him as soon as his head is hot, and his strength is not enough. Such a character. Doing some low-level tasks would be fine. But get in touch with some advanced tasks. Uchiha Obito's death rate has been greatly improved. Your opponent doesn't care if you are hot or not. When encountering people like Uchiha Obito, they usually kill each other directly with one knife. Obito, this is actually what I want to say to you. To be a ninja, the most important thing is to work as a team. You can't be an individual hero. Don't think that you will be done by yourself. Kamikawa Shinkong also looked at the other students. In the future, after you graduate, you will be assigned. Under normal circumstances, it will be a combination of 3 people and a teacher. Even if it is Chunin or Jonin, there will be teammates. As for the team, the emphasis is on teamwork, and it is very difficult to destroy a planned action if one individual acts without a brain. 39. At the same time putting myself and my teammates in danger. So, the teacher is here to remind everyone that as a ninja, unless you have invincible strength, otherwise, the consequences are likely to cause you to die. Kamikawa Shinkong said seriously. He is also someone who has experienced it, so he naturally knows what's wrong with being a ninja. People who have just become ninjas are often arrogant, and feel that they are invincible, and then they like to organize personal actions. Do something showy. Such people, have to say, it's easy to get hit. Too much idiot. Yes, did you hear that? Teamwork is really important. As your senior, I have personal experience of this. 99. Uchiha Qiye also nodded and said earnestly to these people. However, he had completely forgotten the reckless personal actions of his first B-rank mission. Advertisement also forgot about the battle with Tsunagakure. He knocked over several cage-level powerhouses on the opposite side. These behaviors, it can be regarded as a personal action. Work with a team. Basically it has nothing to do with it. Teamwork? This is completely out of Uchiha Kai's dictionary. At this point, Namikaze Minato and Uzumaki Kushina know it. At the same time, the system beep sounded again. Ding! Host successfully pretended to be forceful, force point plus 66. Ding! Loading points are automatically assigned, 653 lower level sage body plus 33, second class wood style plus 33. Ding! The lower level sage body, 55 1,000ths. The experience is not full, please try hard to pretend to be the host and let the ability level up. Ding! The second class wood style, 56 100ths. The experience is not full, please try hard to pretend to be the host and let the ability level up. 66. Loading points are automatically allocated. However, for Uchiha Qiye, this pretense point is basically no big gain. Now that the sage body has been upgraded, and the wood style is still short of 44 power points to upgrade, the power points obtained here are really pitiful. Want to upgrade? It is estimated that he can only push the inferior wood style to the next level with a few more tricks. Next, a little friend came up one by one. Uchiha Qiye also pointed at them little by little. Although it was meant to be forced, but, that pointed. Or point to point. Unfortunately, the post-loading point is almost useless. This is forced, but it is not good to pretend. If this group of lil brats came up to attack him directly, and then he attacked all the students in the class, it is estimated that he could earn a lot of pretending points. However, these children's shoes made him very disappointed. Chapter 81. Yo, this Sarutobi Asuma, I haven't seen you for so long, you're still so good, subscribe. At this time, almost all the students played almost as well as Uchiha Qiye. The last student also came up after Shengchuan Shinkong spoke up. Sarutobi Asuma. Uchiha Qiye also glanced at this old friend who was a bit precocious. I have to say that he hasn't seen him for a long time. Last time at the ninja school, during the one-on-one combat training, it was Sarutobi Hiruzen and his grandfather Uchiha, peeping aside. And while he was playing Sarutobi Asuma, he gained a lot of power points. At that time, that's an amazing amount of income. But it made him very happy at first, but now, see each other again. I don't know if Sarutobi Hiruzen has used the telescope technique to peep. But, should be no after all, during this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen was busy enough, and the Uzumaki reads thing probably made him burned out. Come on, let me see your level. Uchiha Qiye hooked at the opponent enough and said. I have been cultivating hard all this time, in order to catch up with you. Uchiha Kai's back. I will let you know today that my Sarutobi Asuma is no longer the Sarutobi Asuma that you defeated a month ago. Sarutobi Asuma said loudly, there was confidence in his eyes. During this time, in order to catch up with Uchiha Qiye, he was more willing to learn than before, but now he is very conscious of practicing his taijutsu and ninjutsu. In order, is to catch up with each other's back. Its reasons. He just thought that he didn't want to be defeated by Uchiha Qiye as easily as he did the previous time, and he was powerless to fight back. Okay, let me see your strength. I only use the body flicker technique, and let you have one hand. If you can touch me, I will lose. Uchiha Qiye said. Damn it. Sarutobi Asuma gritted his teeth secretly. If you just bump into the opponent loses. How much is the opponent looking down on him? Sarutobi Asuma. But, his ninja didn't say anything, because, he knew how strong the opponent was. Just in the early graduation assessment, the Chunin and Jonin defeated by the opponent were far beyond his ability to match. Clone technique. Sarutobi Asuma started with a clone technique splitting two avatars to test Uchiha Qiye. At the same time, the shuriken was thrown out of his hand extremely quickly. Certainly, the shuriken in the ninja school are basically the kind that haven't been edged yet. In order to cause an accident or something, however, Uchiha Qiye stretched out his hand and put two fingers directly into the round hole in the middle, using the two shuriken as his weapons. Wind-style grade breakthrough, advertisement subsequently. Sarutobi Asuma cast a wind-style against Uchiha Qiye again, blowing a storm. But for Uchiha Qiye, it was of no use at all. Body flicker technique. Uchiha Qiye calmly watched Sarutobi Asuma make a move, and then, performed the most basic, body flicker technique. His figure just disappeared in front of Sarutobi Asuma, and disappeared in front of everyone. Next moment, his figure reappeared. Yo, this Sarutobi Asuma, it's been so long, you're still so good. Uchiha Qiye appeared behind Sarutobi Asuma at some point, with the two shuriken in his hand resting on the opponent's neck. If it was an open-edged shuriken, he only needed a slight movement, and he would be able to open the opponent in an instant, neck. This time, victory and defeat, and the sentence he made fun of Sarutobi Asuma also made Sarutobi Asuma doubt his life. Could it be? Is his talent really that good? And at the same time, the system prompt sounded in Uchiha Kai's mind. Ding, host is successful in pretending to force point plus 99. Ding. The force point is automatically allocated, the lower level sage body plus 99.95. Ding. The lower level sage body, 154 1000s. The experience is not full, please try to pretend to be the host and upgrade the ability. Uchiha Kai's eyes lit up, he didn't expect Sarutobi Asuma to be so cool. He broke 100 with just 1 point, completely different from those coquettish B*** with 33 points or 66 points. And by this time, Uchiha Qiye is also the end of the pretense. But, he didn't feel like he was at a loss. Anyway, if he came here, he could earn hundreds of pretending points. Just earning, indeed, can be said to be less, then. The ninja school is over. Kie-kun, let's go. Hong Yuhi came over and said. It is good. Uchiha Qiye stood up and said. The main reason was that he was really free today, and it was boring to stay at home, so he simply pretended and sat down on the school swing. Then Yuhihika appeared and invited him to be a guest at her house. Uchiha Qiye thought for a while, and finally chose to agree. The reason is simple. The other party has an old Jonin father. Anyway, idle is idle. It's better to see if you can act in front of Yuhi Zhenheng when you are a guest. Maybe, you can earn hundreds of pretending points. Think of it this way, he was instantly energized. Subsequently, he and Kurenai Yuhi walked out the gate of the ninja school side by side. Behind, Sarutobi Asuma saw his goddess and his opponent go together, and his heart was broken. Advertisement sad group. It wasn't what he wanted to see at all. Why, let him see this scene. The gate of the ninja school. Yuhi Mahong is Jonin though. But, he takes great care of his little cabbage, so unless he really goes out of the village to perform tasks, or else, as long as he is in the village, he will definitely arrange the time. When Yuhika was out of school, she picked up her good daughter and went home. And today, the same, he saw his well-behaved daughter come out. That stern face was also instantly stretched into a smile. However, in the next moment, when he saw Uchiha Qiye, his daughter Yuhika was walking side by side, the smile on his face disappeared instantly. He remembered the boy. At first, on the day that his daughter first entered the ninja school, it was this kid who showed signs of taking away his little cabbage. Several days later, he is very wary of each other. It was not until he graduated from the ninja school that the opposition was extremely quick that he felt a little relieved. Available today, he actually saw each other again. Or walked out side by side with his daughter, moment. He felt, Wang Lihao, felt a sense of crisis, the cabbage raised in his home is dangerous. And not for a while. Yuhi Red and Uchiha Qiye walked in front of Yuhi Mako. Oda-san, this is Uchiha Qiye. I invite him to our house for dinner today, okay? Hong Yuhi blinked her ruby-like eyes, looked at her father expectantly, and asked. Yes, yes. Yuhi Mahonko said with a heartless heart. If it is possible, he really wanted to directly reject his daughter's request. Because the face value of the other party is a strong group. This pig is still a pretty pig, very dangerous. Hello, uncle, my name is Uchiha Qiye, please give me more advice. Uchiha Qiye also said with a smile, he was very satisfied with Yuhi Zhenheng. Jonin, not bad. Should be able to cut a wave of leaks. Chapter 82. Yuri is really red. Look at me with a little trick to make you retreat. 5. Subscribe. I know you. Didn't you graduate early from the ninja school? Why did you appear in the ninja school again? Yuhi Mahong asked directly. I have nothing to do, I went out for a walk, and when I saw the ninja school, I went in and sat down. Uchiha Qiye said. Hearing this, Yuhi Zhenheng wished to send the other party directly to the place where work was the most tiring, so that the other party would be busy 24 hours a day, so that his daughter would be safe. And his own daughter is too unsatisfactory. How can you succumb to the beauty of the other party and invite the other party to be a guest at home? Be modest. But no way. After all, she was her own daughter, and she was very fond of her, so she was reluctant to fight and reluctant to scold, so Uchiha Qiye was directly targeted by him. It's all the pig's problem. If it wasn't for the other person being handsome, would his daughter be so proactive? You look a little ugly, don't you? Yuhi Zhenheng thought secretly in her heart. If Uchiha Qiye knew about Yuhi's real red thoughts, he would probably complain directly. It's my fault that I am so handsome. Along the way, he just watched his daughter chatter and kept asking Uchiha Qiye something about it. It hurts to see him. Homegrown cabbage. Why is there a sign that you have long legs and want to run directly into someone else's yard? Sad. If it is possible. He really wanted to kick Uchiha Qiye directly and tell him to get out of the house quickly, and was used to seduce his precious daughter with that handsome face. However, don't say anything else. As far as the opponent's strength is concerned, he can't compare. During this time, the story of Uchiha Qiye has been widely circulated. If it is said that a genius who has not grown up is not a genius, then a genius who has grown up can already be called a strong man. And Uchiha Qiye can now be called a strong man, still cage level. The strength is far above him, if you really fight. 99% of him was the one who was beaten by the opponent. A thought here. He felt D. He must not let such a handsome and powerful man be his son-in-law. Too dangerous. If his daughter is bullied, he can't help his little cabbage teach the other party at all. Besides, the other party is so young and so handsome. Grow up, okay? Future, it must be a big radish with a flowery heart. How could he let his daughter fall into such a deep pit? So, advertisement, he had a plan in his mind. You have to embarrass the other party, and let the other party retreat. But, difficult direction, first rule out appearance and strength. These 2 points, he really couldn't find any faults. Soon. Arrived at Yuhi's house. Uchiha Qiye glanced at it. The other party's house was not particularly big, but in Konoha, it was not too small. After all, Konoha is an inch of land and an inch of gold. Can buy a house in Konoha. Even if it is a house in a more corner position, BECJ. The price cannot be taken without 5 million taels. As for the Heartland, not to mention, a luxuriously renovated house that costs hundreds of millions of dollars will cost tens of millions of dollars if it is cheap. Uchiha Qiye followed. Here, the ones who live are Yuhi Mako and his wife Yuhi Jun, and their daughter, Yuhi Red, who live together. Okazen. This is my classmate, Uchiha Qiye. Hong Yuhi directly took Uchiha Kai's hand, walked to his mother, and introduced it. Uchiha Qiye, 35. You are the Uchiha Qiye that Hong always talks about. You look so good looking, no wonder my girl often mentions you. 35. Jun Yuhi glanced at Uchiha Qiye, and his eyes lit up, and said, Auntie has won the award, and I'm just a little bit prettier than ordinary people. Uchiha Qiye stretched out his finger, gestured with the gesture of fingertip galaxy, and then said in a modesty tone. The sunset is red. Strangeness. Why'd I feel like someone is pretending? Good guy. Not paying attention for a while, that's how you put it on. Can't be repaired. Ding. Host is successful in pretending to force. Force point plus 133. Ding. The force point is automatically allocated. The lower sage body plus 33. The second wood style plus 100. 55. Ding. The lower level sage body, 187 1,000ths. The experience is not full. Please try hard to pretend to be the host and let the ability level up. Ding. Second class wood style, 156 100ths. The experience is full. Start to upgrade. Ding. Upgrade successfully. Get. Lower wood style, 56 1,000ths. The system prompt echoed in his ears. A careless. His wood style experience bar is full, and has been upgraded from second to second. Same. There are also 1 or 2 wood style ninjutsu in his mind. Among them, there's the wood style villa technique that he wants, which makes him feel very comfortable. Looking at this Yuhi Jinhung, who has been looking at him unhappy all the time, is also pleasing to the eye. Although it was said that the other party was unhappy with him. But he did get the point of pretense from the opponent's body. He earned it. Cough cough. Boy, apart from this handsome face and strength, don't you know anything else? Advertisement Yuhi Jinhung asked. Actually, apart from this handsome face without friends and my invincible strength in the ninja world, I will still be a little bit of a billion of other things. When Uchiha Qiye heard Yuhi Jinhung say that he is handsome, he also felt that it was much more pleasing to the eye to see each other. After all, there are very few people who are not blind. He looks so handsome, but most people would not praise his stunning appearance, but instead praised his strength, which gave him a great headache. Compared to the other side saying he is arrogant. He still prefers to hear people call him beautiful. And Yuhi Mako now speaks the truth. He was very pleased. Actually, I would like to see how good your cooking skills are. After all, as a good man, you have to be able to cook, right? Yuhi Jinhung said cheekily. He did all this so that his little cabbage would not be taken away. Oduo-sang, Qiye, he came to our house for dinner, how can we let the guests cook? Hong Yuhi looked at her old father dissatisfied and said. Yuri True Red. 66. 99 isn't it? My own cabbage was just kidnapped like this? Really Red, let me come, Qiye is a guest, we should entertain him. Jun Yuhi also persuaded. At the same time, she also looked at her husband suspiciously, not knowing why her husband suddenly had a brainstorm and made such an unreasonable act. The sunset is red. He was so helpless. He just wanted to test Uchiha Qiye, but, I have to say, this is really an unreasonable behavior. But in order to protect his cabbage from being taken away. Fight. Isn't it the face? No big deal. As long as the kid's cooking is not delicious, at that time, he can directly press the kid's head, and implicitly tell the other party that he does not know how to cook and will not recognize the other party. Then, let the other party retreat. Really a wonderful plan. He couldn't help but praise his wit. Cooking? Uncle, are you sure? 99. Uchiha Qiye looked at Yuhi really red with a weird expression, and asked tentatively. Of course. 35 seeing Uchiha Kai's, not confident, look, his Yuhi's red eyes immediately lit up and said loudly. Alright then, auntie, lend me the kitchen and I'll cook it for you. 39. Uchiha Qiye looked at Jun Yuhi and smiled. He has come to the spirit. Isn't this just to make him pretend? As far as his super chef cooking skills are concerned, he can't make them want to eat their tongues. No way. He originally don't want to pretend, by now. It was Yuhi's real red that forced him to act, so he could only, reluctantly, act. Chapter 83. Yuri is really red. When will you marry my daughter? 1. Subscribe. Uchiha Qiye walked into the kitchen. Although the decoration of the other party is a little worse than his home, it is not bad at all. After entering the kitchen, he glanced at the ingredients in the other's refrigerator. Soon, he has a decision. After an hour, 8 dishes were placed on the dining table of Yuhi's house. From vegetarian to meat, fly from the sky, walk on the ground, and swim in the water. The fragrance exuded by these dishes has already deeply made Yuhi Mahong and others drool. After a while, Uchiha Qiye also sat at the table. Why, the dishes you cook still shine? Yuhi Mako asked Uchiha Qiye a question. He was very curious just now that the dishes made by the other party would actually shine with golden light, which he really had never heard of. These dishes were all bought by his wife. Just ordinary food. Why? The dishes made in the hands of the other party are completely different. This scent, this color, it's so luminous. He was really speechless, but at the same time very greedy. So delicious. It's really hard to resist. No, I have to persevere. How can I let this pig go over my cabbage? Hold back, I'll try it first. If it doesn't taste good, I'll criticize him directly and let the other side retreat. Yuhi Mako resisted with her own willpower, thinking secretly in her heart. 18. Isn't it common sense that cooking will shine? 35. Uchiha Qiye said with an inappropriate expression. The sunset is red. What the hell? He has eaten Yuhi-jun's meals for 10 years, and he never shines at all. He shines when he comes to you. If this is common sense, then Yuhi is really red and he jumps directly from the roof of his house. Throw yourself to death, Gu Dong, can we eat? Hong Yuhi asked, drooling greedily. She was already a little bit unbearable. Although homeschooling is good, but I can't help but the 8 dishes made by Uchiha Qiye are really fragrant. What are these dishes called? Braised pork, pigeon soup, sweet and sour pork ribs, shredded pork with green peppers, kung pao chicken, steamed fish, etc. At first glance, they look delicious. Uncle, auntie, I'm a guest, you don't move chopsticks. Juniors can't move chopsticks. 35. Uchiha Qiye said slowly, he still understands some etiquette at the table. It doesn't matter how you eat it by yourself, but in such an occasion with elders, if you don't understand the etiquette at all, you will be looked down upon. Advertisement certainly, mainly because he wanted to see what Yuhi Mahone looked like after eating him. He didn't believe it because of his cooking skills. Will the other party be impatient? Then, move your chopsticks. Under the gaze of his wife Jun Yuhi and daughter Yuhi Hong, he had no choice but to pick up chopsticks and said. Done. He just picked up the fattest piece of braised pork and put it in his daughter's bowl. That's right, as a good father, how could he eat it first? Of course, the good daughter should eat first. Oda-san is the best. When Yuhi Hong saw the braised pork in his bowl, his eyes narrowed instantly. She was already starving. Subsequently, Yuhi Mahong and Yuhi Jun also began to move their chopsticks. Then, under the watchful eyes of Uchiha Qiye, separate the dishes you want to eat and put them in your mouth. Moment. 3 after eating. The expressions on the faces of the 3 were very satisfied, and the corners of their mouths rose unconsciously, revealing a smile, and they all entered the food fantasy. Uchiha Qiye didn't know what the food fantasy of these people was like. But, one thing is for sure, the food fantasy of these people must be very beautiful. Otherwise, it is impossible to show such a contented smile. Soon, several people came out of the food fantasy. Yuhi Kane and Yuhi Jun's mother and daughter kept moving chopsticks. It was delicious. It was really delicious. The 2 of them were already conquered by Uchiha Kai's food. However, Yuhi Zhenheng was holding up his chopsticks, but he hadn't moved the chopsticks for a long time. The expression on his face seemed to be frozen, and he stared blankly at the dishes on the table and fell into contemplation. Followed. His face also began to tangle. What's up with this dish, so delicious? Yuhi Zhenheng almost exclaimed loudly. But, his eyes caught sight of Uchiha Qiye who hadn't moved his chopsticks, and he quickly calmed down. Now, he didn't know what to do either. Originally, he wanted to make the other party perform a little bit worse, and then he could educate the other party well, and then let the other party retreat in spite of difficulties. But, what kind of development is this? Uchiha Qiye cooks so deliciously. This time, he can't be straightened, but when I think about my daughter. Advertisement, this is my own cabbage, is it really okay? He was taken away by the beautiful boy, Uchiha Qiye. That seems pretty good too. Suddenly, he felt that, in fact, the son-in-law of Uchiha Qiye, he was, reluctantly, acceptable. Then, he saw the dishes on the table dwindle little by little. Yuhi Jinheng also panicked. He only took a bite of such a delicious dish. No, you have to eat more quickly. Then, these people seemed to be caught in a food race. Crazy swept several dishes on the table. Dishes on the table. Decreasing at a rate visible to the naked eye. Uchiha Qiye was holding the chopsticks and didn't know how to put them down. It wasn't that he didn't move the chopsticks, it was just that these people were too cruel. He simply wanted to interfere and couldn't get in. He could only look at the dishes that these people cooked him one by one and ate them cleanly. 8 dishes, accompanied by rice. Is this a pig? Uchiha Qiye saw the bright dinner plate, and his heart chunin couldn't stop complaining. By now, he can only eat white rice. Aside, the 3 of Yuhi's family leaned back on their chairs and leaned back slightly as if they were struggling to eat. Qiye, the food you made is really delicious. Auntie, this is the first time I have tasted such delicious food. It's really delicious. Yuhi Jun praised. Auntie has won the prize. I just studied it a little seriously, to the power of 99. Uchiha Qiye said, humbly, katakana middle flowers, a little time? As far as your cooking skills are concerned, Auntie thinks, you probably have to start learning from your mother's womb to achieve this level, Yuhi Jun said slowly. Uchiha Qiye is only 5 years old. With such a powerful cooking skill at the age of 5, he must not learn it from his mother's womb. It just took me 3 days to study, mainly because of my unsatisfactory father. The dishes he cooked were too bad. My mother went on a mission some time ago. I had no choice but to study it myself. I didn't expect my cooking skills to reach this level. It can only be said that my master has acquired a little culinary fur. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. As soon as I opened my mouth, it was old Versailles. The literary level of Versailles, at least, has 30 years of skill. Pure Yuhi. Sunset red. The sunset is red. 6,699 good guy. We're just a good guy. We can cook to such a level in 3 days? You are afraid that it is not outrageous to open the door to outrageous home. But, Uchiha Qiye is only 5 years old. Point zero. Even if Uchiha Qiye is gifted and learned to cook at birth, it is only 5 years of cooking. There are people who have studied cooking for decades. In his whole life, he could not reach the level of Uchiha Qiye, perhaps. Uchiha Qiye, it's really because the talent is too strong. A thought here. Yuhi Zhenhong's eyes were a little bleak. The other party's talent in cultivation was strong, but he never thought that the other party's talent in cooking was not bad at all. I thought I could educate the other party, but now, with the way he eats, if he dares to cook Uchiha Kai's dishes that are not delicious, he will really feel sorry for those dishes that he swallowed. But he has other ideas now. He really didn't like Uchiha Qiye at first. But now, this kid is a good cook. He suddenly felt that, in fact, it seemed acceptable for this beautiful boy to take away the cabbage from his own family, after he became the boy's father-in-law. So, he wants to eat such delicious dishes. Is it not a question of his words? Thinking of this, he felt his saliva run down again. Then, he set his sights on Uchiha Qiye. Qiye, when will you marry my daughter? 35 Yuhi Zhenhong stared at him with expectant eyes, and asked slowly, peeved. Uchiha Qiye spit out a mouthful of water. At this moment, there is only one thought in my heart. Gone. Yuhi is really red. You need to face it. P.S. The first update last Thursday. It's still up. Yanzu readers, subscribe to support a wave. P.S. No, really it's gone. The ugly author can't bear it anymore. It's really hard. Here, I also explain that the pretending of the country of fire is coming to an end, and then I will go to the next map to pretend to be a force. Of course, don't worry, it is still in Hokage. It's just a change of country. I'll come back later. The author of Ugly Force hopes to get your support here. Continue to pretend in one place. The author has a rough outline later. The thief is stable. Everyone can subscribe with confidence. Close black lens bracket soil. Chapter 84. Who is the next ninja village to pretend to be? 2. Subscribe. Ding. Host is successful in pretending to force point plus 199. Ding. The loading point is automatically allocated, E-class Tulong gun plus 100, E-class wind cutting technique plus 99. Ding. E-class Tulong gun, 100 tenths. The experience is full, start to upgrade, 35. Ding. Upgrade successfully, get, D-class Tulong gun, 91 hundredths. Ding. E-level wind cutting technique, 99 tenths. The experience is full, start to upgrade. Ding. Upgrade successfully, get, D-level wind cutting technique, 89 100ths. 66.99 at this time, the income of the delayed pretending point is also recorded. The 2 ninjutsu he prepared as Uzumaki Reed were upgraded from E rank to D rank. But, right now, his mind is not on this prompt sound. He never thought that the other party was so shameless. Just one meal. I'm about to sell my daughter. He glanced at Yuhiga. The other party was very cautious at the moment, and his face was flushed and his head was lowered, as if 6 or 7 were Yuhi's words just now, which made her shy. However, but Uchiha Qiye couldn't help but wanted to express his current mood by typing out a few black question marks. Little girl movie. You are too mature, it's only 5 years old. Am I Uchiha Qiye like a copper alchemist? Uncle, I'm only 5 years old, and your daughter is only 5 years old, 39. Uchiha Qiye said speechlessly, looking at Yuhi Zhenhong. It doesn't matter, you can get engaged first. A good person like you is already worthy of being popular in our family. On behalf of the Yuhi family, I am optimistic about you. 5. Yuhi Mahong waved her hand, and said that she didn't care about Uchiha Kai's question, and at the same time said a suggestion. This time, Uchiha Qiye really made a black question mark. Even though, he admitted that the other party was telling the truth. After all, he is indeed a great man who couldn't be better. But, my mother told me not to be in a relationship until I was 18, or I would break my leg. Uchiha Qiye decisively pulled Uchiha Ming-hin out to block the gun. As for the latter, did he say anything? Uchiha Qiye can say with certainty that his mother never said it. This reason is just made up on the spot. As long as there is a little brain. He would never tell his mother what happened here. Because, with what he knew about his mother, if you know. Then the next day, his mother would pull his father directly over to discuss the engagement. That's really a pity. Yuhi blushed in disappointment. However, I am still optimistic about you. When you are 18 years old, I can still afford to be your father-in-law. Yuhi Mahong said seriously. Puff, advertisement. Uchiha Qiye said he now just wants to vomit blood and die. Good guy. He was taken. The other party in front also looked at him unpleasantly. Now, drunk, his heart was drunk, in the next time. Uchiha Qiye was sitting on pins and needles, it was so hard. These two couples. It looks like he can't wait to give his daughter to him. He doesn't feel comfortable anywhere. Finally, a meal solution. He successfully evacuated from the other party's home. When coming out, he couldn't help wiping the sweat from his forehead. Too difficult. Originally, he was here to pretend. But how did it get like this? Anyway, he thought about it for a long time on the way home, and he didn't realize it until he got home. It's that he's so handsome. Otherwise, how could the other party be so enthusiastic? It's all his fault. Konoha village nearly 2 days. Almost turned the leaves upside down, but they still couldn't find the Uzumaki reed, which made Sarutobi Hiruzen very anxious. More than just anxiety about not catching a Uzumaki reed, holding a Hashirama cell. Second, there were also massive protests from Konoha village residents. As well as the protests of some businessmen, and some people with low status in the country of fire are protesting. The village has been closed for 5 days, and today. He received orders from the daimyo. Let him immediately lift the Konoha village closure order. Otherwise, the consequences are very serious. 95. Sarutobi Hiruzen took his long-used pipe and exhaled a thick puff of smoke, which, like his restless mood, lingered for a long time. A long time. The order goes down and the order to close the village is lifted. Sarutobi Hiruzen gave orders to Anbu. Yes, and Anbu quickly disappeared. With Hokage's orders, Konoha's closure of the village is completely over. A day later, advertisement Konoha issued a bounty for the Uzumaki reed. A full reward of 500 million taels, but there is one requirement. Must be caught alive. At home. Uchiha Qiye looked at this Uzumaki reed bounty. Damn, I kind of want to report myself directly. He groaned inwardly. Have to say, Sarutobi Hiruzen really attaches great importance to Hashirama cells, and it is directly a reward of 500 million taels. If this is replaced by the currency of his previous life, it will be 200 million at least. Certainly, he looked at his gambling skills. Get money? Isn't that simple? Going to a casino and directly winning them to the top, with his ability, can already make many small casinos go bankrupt. Certainly, he wasn't really interested in the money he got for this kind of behavior. He is only interested in pretending. But, currently in Konoha, it is really too little to get a force point. Therefore, he is going to leave Konoha temporarily. I want to go to other places to look for opportunities to pretend. Konoha. He has left too many legends, such him. It's really not good to pretend. It's impossible to go to the ninja school every day to pretend to force this group of students who haven't graduated yet. He has a very thin skin. Can't do such a thing. Subsequently, he took out a map of the ninja world. Where should I go to pretend? Sanagakure? Forget it. I just chopped off the other party's wind shadow, and the place is too broken, so I will rule it out for the time being. Iwagakure and Sanagakure are also not much different, and they are directly ruled out. Kirigakure. This place seems to be good. In the past, I would definitely go to seafood every day. However, the strength of this village is not very good, but it can be considered. Cloud Shinobi Village. It's not bad. Third Raikage is a proper cage level. In addition, Cloud Shinobi Village's military strength is also very strong. The place to pretend. Must first look at the strength. So many people pretend to be coercive. You must get a lot of coercion points, as the first preferred target. Rain Shinobi Village. Hanzo's strength is not weak, it can be considered, but, with Nagato around, the ghost knows whether Uchiha 2.9 Madara will send White Zetsu to monitor, and remove it first. 35. Grass Hidden Village. Uchiha Qiye looked at the countries on the ninja world map, thinking about the important question of which country should go first. One thing is for sure. No one can stop him from his decision to leave the village. But, now he should also think about a question. How should he ask for leave? Chapter 85. Here comes Otsutsuki Beizan. 3. Subscribe. On the way to the land of thunder, a carriage moved slowly forward. In such an era, a lot of things are not done. For example, trains. Compared with the Naruto period, there were trains, but obviously I'm sorry, although there were refrigerators in this period, but the trains really didn't. For this Uchiha Qiye didn't know what to say either. Because this technology tree point is really crooked and outrageous. Little master, we're here. The driver driving the carriage was clearly a member of the Uchiha clan. He drove the carriage to a stop, and then said to Uchiha Qiye who was inside the carriage. Is it here? Uchiha Qiye got out of the carriage and glanced at the town. This town. Say small. In fact, it is larger than the average village. But say big. Compared with Konoha village, it is 108,000 miles away. Little master, this is the way to enter the black market, please keep it. The 14 driver said respectfully. In his eyes, there is admiration for Uchiha Qiye. The best way to conquer a person is not to defeat him, but to let the other party see that the gap between him and him is so big that he can't be chased at all, and he can't even see his back. The 5-year-old is Uchiha Qiye of cage level, and his reputation within the Uchiha clan is much more discussed than outside the village. Just because Uchiha Kai's talent is too strong, just personal. Seeing a 5-year-old cage level like Uchiha Qiye, he would also be devastated. If only genius. Some also feel like they can chase. Uchiha Qiye is already a veritable powerhouse. Genius. This kind of name is almost given to some people who have not yet grown up. Sometimes, genius does not mean strong, but the strong must represent genius. That is such a truth. This Uchiha clan member can be said to be the subordinate of Uchiha Kai's grandfather, and at the same time, he is worshipped as an idol. Who doesn't want to be a talented and strong man like Uchiha Qiye? Is this the way to get in? Feeling a little sick. 35. Uchiha Qiye glanced at the way to enter the black market on the note, and his face was also pulled down. He was really drunk, and the way to enter turned out to be from the toilet. This is the old way of many years ago. Wouldn't it be better to change to a higher place? Advertisement all right. The black market is really not that bright. Change to a higher place. Estimate, the next day. It is possible that all of this place was taken directly. Little master, why don't you let me go down with you? The coachman suggested. However, Uchiha Qiye directly rejected his offer. Go back, next, I'll go alone, he said slowly to the driver. Subsequently, in a small town that he walked into alone. This time, he was the one who went to apply for a vacation. It took him a lot of time to get a perfect leave, so in his plan, he didn't have the idea of taking Konoha and the others to pretend. The people around me are so annoying. Regarding his use of the vest, he only wanted to know it by himself. Other people? Forget it, who knows if the other party will sell him directly after knowing it. Then, after Uchiha Qiye walked into the town, he found a hidden corner and used the transformation technique to completely change his appearance. And his appearance is also directly transformed into a group of white, medium-length broken hair, irrelevant and handsome, wearing a simple white coat. A handsome bunch. Handsome guy, starting from today. You are called Otsutsuki Baigen, 99. Uchiha Qiye pondered for a while, and soon came up with a name. This name, he was specially named after the Beishuen of the Beishuen Shienjun. One listen. It appears to be full. As for why he doesn't use the Uzumaki Reed vest. Of course it is because that vest had just been put on the bounty, and now he was staring at the identity of Uzumaki Reed, and went out, and it was not too far from Konoha. Big trouble. When Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others got the news, they would probably kill them directly. But his purpose is not to let Sarutobi Hiruzen come after him. Current, he is ready to go to the land of thunder. If the opponent shoves a foot, then he took half a year's vacation and wasted several days. Besides, advertisement he was going to go into Cloud Shinobi Village to pretend. If you go with the identity of Uzumaki Reed, it is estimated that you will be surrounded by them as soon as you enter Cloud Shinobi Village. After all, a reward of 500 million taels can be offered by Konoha. It can be seen from this. The importance of Konoha to Uzumaki Reed also shows the secret that Uzumaki Reed stole from Konoha, which is very incredible. Will Cloud Shinobi Village let it go? That is of course impossible. So, Uchiha Qiye finally thought about it and got another vest to deal with Cloud Shinobi Village. As for why he came to the black market, this is for identification, of course. In the black market, there's just so much to get. This is not just about collecting the bodies of those who have been offered a bounty. In addition to this, there are also some large and small businesses, such as the business of forging identities that Uchiha Qiye wants. For those in the black market, with their power. Forging the identity of a country of thunder 670, this is not a very simple matter. If it is faked, it definitely got a watertight, therefore. He came. In order to give him the vest, Otsutsuki Beishuen, to forge a reasonable identity of the land of thunder, so that it is convenient for him to enter Cloud Shinobi Village to pretend. He looked at the way to enter the black market written on the paper. Subsequently, put on a simple white mask, then he walked into a black market toilet. Then, follow the action. The secret door was successfully opened. Into the black market, it's like an underground market. One by one light bulbs illuminated the black market, that was pitch black. After coming in, Uchiha Qiye couldn't help but exclaimed in his heart. Below this town, so much space was dug out, even if it is the Jonin of Grandmaster Earth style, there are at least 10 Jonins, and it takes half a month to come up with such a prototype. This black market. Really big deal. Chapter 86. Kakuzu. If I had such a handsome face, I would have met several rich women long ago. 4. Subscribe. Uchiha Qiye walked towards the place where the black market was entertained. Identity. He walked to the counter, which was an old man, and after hearing Uchiha Kai's words, he also looked up. Follow me. The old man said a word and walked to the side first, and Uchiha Qiye followed. They walked into a more private room. What identity do you want to apply for? Don't worry, a soundproof barrier has been set up here, and people outside won't hear it. The old man 99 said slowly to Uchiha Qiye. I just want the identity of an ordinary person in the land of thunder. Uchiha Qiye spoke his request, 500,000. The old man opened his mouth and said, Can. Uchiha Qiye took out a scroll, opened the first row, and then, a suitcase appeared, opened, and it was full of banknotes. This was part of the tens of millions of dollars he won at the casino last time. Just the casino guys. He didn't dare to cheat with him at all, so this sum of money fell into his hands steadily. 10 minutes. The old man glanced at it, then took the 500,000 tael bill from Uchiha Kai's hand, and after carefully counting it, he continued to speak. Although Uchiha Kai's box of banknotes looks very tempting. But, the black market has rules. People in the black market won't do robbery. If done, then this black market has long ceased to exist. After all, how can an institution without credibility have guests? Subsequently, the old man went out. After a minute, he came back. Just sitting face to face with Uchiha Qiye, there is no verbal communication between the two. And Uchiha Qiye also sealed his money back into the storage scroll. He waited quietly. 10 minutes have come. At the same time, there was also a person in their sealed room. It should be a person below the old man. He held a suitcase in his hand. After entering, he respectfully gave the old man something. Then quickly retreated. You can fill in the name or whatever. After filling in this information, your identity will take effect within 2 days. The old man put a pile of paper materials in front of Uchiha Qiye and said, "It's really human." Uchiha Qiye smiled and then filled in his own information on this one. Certainly, advertisement the information he filled in was made up by himself. Simply put, he has fabricated a piece of false information. The identity of this Otsutsuki Beizan will also be born in the Land of Thunder. He has no doubts about this. The ability of the black market is absolutely incomparable. If he can exist in the ninja world for such a long time, even if the black market pulls his hips and integrates it, if there is no great power, he himself will not believe it. Soon, he filled in all the information he wanted. Subsequently, the old man cooperated to get everything done. Uchiha Qiye also walked out of the black market with the identity of Otsutsuki Beishuen. That was still not activated, and his identity would be activated in 2 days. He made a budget, pretty much the same, go slowly. In time, it's almost there, out of the black market. Uchiha Qiye noticed something was wrong, but soon he understood. He is being followed. Interesting, I want to see who dares to follow me, Uchiha. Oh no, it should be Otsutsuki Beizan now, remember this. Otherwise, if my Uchiha Kai's identity is accidentally exposed in Cloud Shinobi Village, it will be troublesome 99. Uchiha Qiye reminded himself in his heart. Subsequently, he went straight out of the town and walked in the direction of the forest. He was the one who stalked him specially, the chance to take a shot at him. After all, it may not be easy to shoot in the town, but outside the town, it is completely different. This place is very remote, and there is no one in the forest. If this place kills people for money, there are really few people who can find the murderer, and the only way to identify it is to track down the uniqueness of ninjutsu so as to track down the murderer. Certainly, Uchiha Qiye didn't think that the person who followed him had the strength to kill him. Within cage level, he is invincible, it's that simple. Unless someone of the level of Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama appeared in front of him, otherwise, the others? It's just ants, not worth mentioning. But Uchiha Qiye is really incomprehensible. He walked out of the distance of several kilometers from the village, and the person who followed him still didn't come out. He was really convinced, to this extent. Anyone who kills and steals money must despise this guy. It's so goofy. Come out, follow me all the way. When are you going to follow me? Do you want me to carry the sedan chair and ask you to come out? Uchiha Qiye put his hands on his back and said slowly. Swa, advertisement. A figure suddenly appeared. There is nothing special about what he wears, the only special thing is the forehead protector on his head. I really didn't expect that he, who was originally part of my plan, would appear in front of me like this. It seems that the current Kakuzu has not yet joined the Akatsuki organization, and yes, the Akatsuki organization is still uncertain. What? 39. Uchiha Qiye unexpectedly looked at Kakuzu with the Takaikura ninja forehead protector on his head and a horizontal line. Really did not expect. The person following him turned out to be this guy. Kakuzu, it was you. Uchiha Qiye looked at each other calmly and said. There is no doubt that the opponent's strength is cage level. Kakuzu, who has lived for so long, has already reached the cage level strength. What's more, the opponent still has 5 lives. Just by virtue of this, the other party can unscrupulously roam the ninja world for so many years without dying. Although the future, Naruto doesn't talk about martial arts and bullies an old man in his 90s. But now, Kakuzu's age is only about 65 years old. Relying on the particularity of the grudge, the other party can still be said to maintain this young body. Say without hesitation, Kakuzu keeps a low profile. Just by plundering the hearts of others to survive, it is estimated that living for hundreds of years is not a problem. Wrong is wrong. The other party provokes the protagonist group. It's no wonder it's dead. You know me? Kakuzu also looked at the other party taking off the mask. I have to say, they are really handsome. If he had such a handsome face, rich women, Wang Zhao's, can go to a few. Why is it so hard to hold a bounty from some people in the black market, killing people everywhere to make money? Know a little, however, you want to rob me. This is probably the worst decision you have ever made in your life. Uchiha Qiye looked at each other with a flat gaze and said coldly. He didn't think that the other party would kneel in front of him and submit to him just because he said a few words. Someone like Kakuzu, it has to rely on strength to conquer them. Unless, he has Naruto's level of escapism, but obviously, he doesn't have the ability to escape. So, he prepared to use his own strength to conquer the opponent and make Kakuzu his subordinate. After all, the opponent was originally in his plan. He originally planned to take some time to ask people to find each other, but he didn't expect it. Such a coincidence. It was just a coincidence that they ran into each other. Chapter 87. Uchiha Qiye. Give you 2 choices. 5. Subscribe. Ding. Host is successful in pretending to force point plus 999. Ding. The force point is automatically assigned, and the lower level wood style is plus 999. 5. Ding. Low level wood style, 1055 1000. The experience is full. Start to upgrade, 39. Ding. Upgrade successfully. Get. Intermediate wood style, 55 over 1.0000. 66.99 Uchiha Qiye looked confused. What happened? When did he pretend? Could it be that what he said just now was judged to be pretending? Alright, this really didn't make him react immediately. Immediately, he also sighed secretly, as expected of him. Now, he obviously has developed the passive skill of forcing the king, and he is forced to let go. At the same time, stop this wave of pretense. His lower level wood style has also been upgraded to an intermediate level wood style, and he has also learned a lot of wood style ninjutsu. He judged his level of wood style. Almost, it should be the level of Yamato. Unfortunately, among the ninjutsus learned by this intermediate wood style, true several thousand hands and the top of the Buddha are not two ninjutsus, which makes him very disappointed. You brat, your money, and your heart, I will accept it. 35. Kakuzu said coldly. He was very displeased with Uchiha Kai's arrogant words. Who is he? The man who had fought with Senju Hashirama a few times, although he lost, just surviving at Senju Hashirama's hand is enough for him to blow his mind for a lifetime. Kakuzu, who do you think your opponent is? My heart? 670 has the ability, so let's hit it. Uchiha Qiye put his hands behind his back and said coldly. He is just pretending, but he didn't care about Kakuzu's strength. Just mere Kakuzu. Really nothing. Tentacle fist. Kakuzu stretched out his hand, and instantly, the opponent's wrist and arm separated, and a dense black line was cast from the middle of the arm, flying towards Uchiha Qiye. The power of this punch, enough to penetrate a person's heart. But, Mangekyo Sharingan on, Fun Lei Body Flicker Technique. Hitomitsu Time Acceleration 8 times. Uchiha Qiye opened a Mangekyo Sharingan in an instant, and at the same time, with the blessing of Feng Lei Body Flicker Technique, as well as Pupil Technique and Time Acceleration, 8 times. He started, almost instantly, he disappeared from the spot. Kakuzu's tentacle fist also failed directly, advertisement. Next moment, Uchiha Qiye appeared beside Kakuzu, and in his hand, he grabbed a kunai, and he aimed directly at the position of the opponent's heart and stabbed it. Moment. One of Kakuzu's hearts was destroyed by Uchiha Qiye in this way. Quick, it's too fast, even Kakuzu himself could barely react. He blinked his big eyes, as if thinking about how the other party destroyed one of his hearts so quickly. At the same time, he also quickly distanced himself from Uchiha Qiye. Who the hell are you? The Uchiha clan. After a distance, Kakuzu looked at Uchiha Qiye solemnly. If he guessed correctly, it must be the Sharingan of the Uchiha family. You said, if the secret is known to others, what will happen to the other party? Uchiha Qiye smiled. I can take your heart and money without you, so far, how? Kakuzu thought for a moment and said, he underestimated the opponent's strength. With that kind of speed, even he had no time to react and was directly destroyed a heart. He didn't think that he would be the opponent's opponent. Originally, he just wanted to find a bully to supplement the heart that he accidentally consumed during his last mission. But now it seems, he kicked an iron plate. Do you think he'll agree? Uchiha Qiye smiled. Let go of Kakuzu? It's out of the question. The other party is part of his plan, how could he let the other party go like this? Anyway, he has to take the other party as his subordinates. So, Fire Style head hard. Under the control of Kakuzu, a Fire Style mask appeared on his shoulders, the Fire Style mask opened its mouth, and a small flame appeared in its mouth, spitting at Uchiha Qiye. Although the flame is small, but, this is B-level ninjutsu. As long as it hits the ground, it will turn into a sea of fire in an instant, as if it will burn everything in front of it to ashes. Water Style Eye of the Current. 35 Uchiha Qiye clapped his hands, and instantly, 3 currents of water rotating in opposite directions appeared around his body. These 3 currents wrapped his whole body in it and perfectly protected him. Kakuzu's Fire Style and Uchiha 7 Nights Water Style Touch. Yeah, it was like pouring water on a red iron pot, and a large amount of water vapor came out directly. The confrontation between Fire Style and Water Style. Final result, it was Uchiha Qiye who came out of it flat. There were no injuries on his body, just a Fire Style. Advertisement: if such a B-level Fire Style could knock him down, then Uchiha Qiye would just jump off the Hokage rock and fall to his death. Subsequently, Uchiha Qiye took out a pack of cigarettes in his arms, opened it, and took out one. Holding it in his hand, he casually swiped towards the flame on the side. Ignited. Kakuzu, you Fire Style, you can't do it. Uchiha Qiye held a cigarette in his mouth, took a puff, and exhaled thick white smoke, said. Kakuzu. 66. 99 He was D off by Uchiha Kai's behavior. Lighting a cigarette with his Fire Style? Is there anything more humiliating than this? Shivering cold. Bullying him, an old man in his 60s, is simply unreasonable. But, he also clearly knew that he was no match for Uchiha Qiye. What do you want? Kakuzu asked coldly, although it was said that he lost his usual calm due to the fact that the other party destroyed one of his own hearts extremely quickly, but now he has reacted. Destroying one of his own hearts, the other party is showing his strength. He was soft and wanted to expose it, but the other party was unwilling to let him go because the other party was optimistic about him. And now, when a ninjutsu comes down, the opponent is unscathed, and he even uses his Fire Style to light a cigarette to pretend that he is telling him that my strength is far superior to yours. But that's it. Does the other party have that need to tease him? Do not. There is no need for that. Unless the opponent's incomparably fast speed cannot be used due to some restrictions, the opponent can completely solve himself in an instant. But he looked at the relaxed look of the other party, and he didn't think that the other party had any restrictions, or that it could not be used due to serious side effects. More like giving him a chance. Let him realize that, actually I don't want to kill you. You saw it, it's okay, it's not too stupid. 39 Uchiha Qiye smiled and said. The threat of strength was already done when he destroyed one of the opponent's hearts. He just wanted the other party to understand the choice he gave to the other party. I still have more than 60 years to live, Kakuzu said coldly. Even people who are not very smart can learn a lot when they live a long time. Not to mention his Kakuzu, give you two choices. First, submit to me and be my subordinate. Second, die here. Of course, you can also choose to run away. You still have 3 hearts in your body. Maybe, you might escape. Uchiha Qiye said with a smile. But his eyes were very calm. His last words. It's just a warning to the other party. If you want to escape, you can try it, and you can see if I can catch up and kill you. Chapter 88. Set a small goal. First earn him 100 million in Cloud Shinobi Village. 1. Subscribe. Your Excellency is too overbearing, Kakuzu said coldly. In the past, no one who dared to threaten him was alive. Uchiha Qiye was the first person who dared to threaten him while standing in front of him. I have to say, he was very arrogant. If it wasn't for the defeat, he would directly take the opponent's heart and let the opponent know what cruelty is. Kakuzu, think about it. 39 Uchiha Qiye smoked a cigarette, said earnestly, and at the same time, glanced at the other party. The meaning in his eyes was self-evident. Kakuzu. 6,699 it's a threat. That's right, that's what Uchiha Qiye threatened to him. Dog. It's just too doggy, he was furious with rage. When has he Kakuzu been so angry? Bow your head. Is he Kakuzu such a person? Looking at Uchiha Qiye, he took a deep breath. I can be your subordinate, but what good is it? Kakuzu surrendered immediately. Beat. Excuse me. According to his judgment of Uchiha Qiye, the opponent's strength is above him. Can't beat it. So, surrender. In this way, his little life was saved directly. As for lost or not, haha, is he Kakuzu still afraid of shame? Did he survive from Senju Hashirama, the god of ninjas, just because he was kind? No, it was because he surrendered quickly. Benefit? How about making money with you? Uchiha Qiye smiled and said. For some people, it is necessary to learn to prescribe the right medicine. Real. Kakuzu's eyes just lit up, and I won't be sleepy if you talk about this. What is his Kakuzu favorite? Money. The joy of making money. It was his favorite thing in his life. Of course, Otsutsuki Beizan's words count. 5. Uchiha Qiye said slowly. Otsutsuki? Aren't you Uchiha? Kakuzu frowned and said. Uchiha, I don't understand what you said. 5. Uchiha Qiye decisively denied it. I'm willing to surrender to be your subordinate. Can't I even know your true identity? How can you make me feel at ease to be your subordinate? 35 Kakuzu said. It makes sense. 39 Uchiha Qiye glanced at Kakuzu, then changed the conversation and said coldly. I can tell you if you want to know my true identity, but you should know the price of knowing my true identity. Do you still want to know? Advertisement. According to Uchiha Qiye, his true identity cannot be revealed. If Kakuzu knew his identity, there would be only 2 outcomes, be his subordinate for the rest of his life, or be executed by him for trying to reveal his true identity. Certainly. Kakuzu said decisively. If he didn't even know the true identity of his boss, how could he rest assured? Untie. Uchiha Qiye unraveled the transformation technique and revealed his true face. Seeing Uchiha Kai's real appearance, he didn't know what to say anymore. Sudden. 4 words appeared in his mind. Beep the dog. Before. This little boy who is only 1 meter tall. It turns out, it's his boss. If you say it, who will believe it? How old are you? Kakuzu thought for a moment and asked a crucial question. Uchiha Qiye, 5 years old this year. What's up, Kakuzu, do you have an opinion? Although it has changed back to its original state, Uchiha Qiye is still holding a cigarette in his hand, and the tone of his speech has the feeling of a 5-year-old child mixing with the underworld. It's really outrageous. Kakuzu wants to say to Uchiha Qiye, if you are under 18, don't smoke. But considering the outrageous strength of the opponent, he thought about it and finally chose to remain silent. Who makes the other party more arrogant? Can be suddenly. He suddenly remembered the name. He glanced at Uchiha Kai's appearance. He quickly took out a stack of reward orders from his arms, and searched them one by one in front of Uchiha Qiye. After a while, there was another reward order in his hand. Uchiha Qiye, Konoha Shinobi, a 5-year-old Jonin school, and opened his eyes on the same day. Goyu, graduated directly from the ninja school in less than a month, and defeated 1 Chunin and 3 Jonin in the graduation examination, and then fought against Tsunagakure. On the battlefield, fight against 3rd Kazekage, Shio, and 1-tailed Jinchuriki alone. Bounty. 300 million, regardless of life or death. Kakuzu read out the contents of the reward letter word by word. After speaking, his eyes lit up at Uchiha Qiye, 300 million. This is a whopping 300 million taels of banknotes. Hiss, he was excited, but at the same time, I got discouraged. Heartbeat is heartbeat, but he is really not the opponent's opponent. 5-year-old cage level. In the war with Tsunagakure, he killed the tailed beast in seconds. Seeing this information, he was completely stupid at that time. What age, such a genius among geniuses appeared. Why, do you want to take action against me and exchange my body for the bounty? Uchiha Qiye glanced at Kakuzu sideways and said lightly. 66.99 Kakuzu expressed silence. He wanted to, but he couldn't. Kakuzu has some strength, but he can't fight Chiyo, third Cage, and one-tail Morizuru at the same time. Shay, it's really disappointing. If you shoot me, I'll destroy 2 of your hearts, won't you? Uchiha Qiye curled his lips in disdain and said. Hearing this, Kakuzu's blood pressure soared. Advertisement. Listen. Is this a human word? Together with you, you can't wait for me to shoot you. But, Kakuzu is not that stupid, for flowers. He would not know that he was defeated, but rushed forward like a reckless man. This is a very irrational behavior. He rejected this iron-headed baby's behavior. Since we don't make a move, let's go. Uchiha Qiye turned into a Otsutsuki Hokugan, again using the transformation technique, said. Where to go? Kakuzu also knew his current identity and asked. Cloud Shinobi Village. 35 Uchiha Qiye said. Kill who? Cloud Shinobi Village's ninja bounty list went through Kakuzu's mind. Don't kill people, do business to make some money. Uchiha Qiye said. Business? Boss, isn't it? I'm a trader. Kakuzu said with a look of disbelief. What's wrong with Renran, who stipulated that Renran can't go to other villages to do business? We don't make trouble. Is it possible that Third Raikage will still take action against us? Uchiha Qiye glanced at him and said. It's true that there is no such rule, but I'm betrayal anyway. It's a bit too much to do something like this. Kakuzu didn't finish his words, but Uchiha Qiye could also hear what the other party said. Point 0. It's nothing more than a loss of character, but... What are you thinking? It doesn't matter if you can drop the price or not. I only have a small goal to go to Cloud Shinobi Village this time. I will make him 100 million first. Uchiha Qiye said loudly. This can be. When Kakuzu heard it, he quickly agreed. After all, the other party is the boss. He is only the chief, but it is easy for him to make money. Small goal of 100 million. Hiss. Kakuzu took a deep breath. This small goal is cool enough. At the same time, in Uchiha Kai's mind, the sound of the system sounded. Ding. Host successfully pretends to force point plus 999. Ding. The loading point is automatically allocated. D-level Tulong gun plus 666, D-level wind cutting technique plus 333. Ding. D-class Tulong gun, 756 100ths. The experience is full. Start to upgrade. Ding. Upgrade successfully. Get. C-class Tulong gun, 656 1000ths. Ding. D-level wind cutting technique, 423 100ths. The experience is full. Start to upgrade. Ding. Upgrade successfully. Get. C-level wind cutting technique, 323 1000ths. 66.99 Uchiha Qiye nodded with satisfaction. You see this last. It's not that he has Uchiha Qiye installed, just a cool batch. Chapter 89. Yuan Fang, what do you think? 2. Subscribe. 2 days later. Cloud Shinobi Village. Uchiha Qiye transformed into the appearance of Otsutsuki Beizan, and Kakuzu also transformed into a different appearance, and at the same time, got an identity like Uchiha Qiye. To ensure safety, Uchiha Qiye directly taught the transformation technique to the other party, in case the other party was in Cloud Shinobi Village and was seen by the ninjas of Cloud Shinobi Village. After all, Uchiha Qiye just wanted to pretend. Otsutsuki Baigan and Otsutsuki Yuanfang? After the guard of Cloud Shinobi Village looked at the identities of the two, he couldn't help but stunned. Yuan Fang, how do you see? After entering Cloud Shinobi Village, Uchiha Qiye said to Kakuzu, who used the same transformation technique next to him. Look at what? Kakuzu looked confused, completely puzzled by what Uchiha Qiye meant. Originally, he didn't want 670 to use any other identity to come to Cloud Shinobi Village, but his boss Uchiha Qiye repeatedly asked him to spend a sum of money to get a false identity. At the same time, also transformed into a different look. Like that. As if there is no resentment, and then, the complexion and appearance are also normal. In addition, there is a head of white hair, similar to Uchiha Qiye. The current Kakuzu. It's like a change of hair color. In addition, there are not so many scars and resentment on the body. It looks a lot better. Certainly, all of this is for a safe entry into Cloud Shinobi Village. Stupid, Yuan Fang, we're going to make a lot of money in Cloud Shinobi Village, so do you know what we're going to do first? Uchiha Qiye shook his head helplessly and asked, find the target, start? Kakuzu thought for a moment and said, hearing this, Uchiha Qiye was speechless. Aren't you betraying now? Make money in the normal way, don't always think about killing the people on the bounty to make money. Uchiha Qiye said helplessly. The other party is used to betrayal and forbearance, can't the old problem be corrected? Boss, can't you just say something if you have something to say? Kakuzu glanced over and was speechless. 2 days together. Naturally, he knew a little bit about Uchiha Qiye and knew a little bit about the character of the other party. It's nothing more than wanting to use him to set off himself. Damn it. Being stepped on to pretend. Mare strikes. Kakuzu didn't want that. Advertisement can't stand it, the other party is his boss. But, one thing Kakuzu admits. Uchiha Qiye is indeed very strong above the word strength, but he has such strength at the age of 5. The last time he didn't believe the opponent's shot was the opponent's full strength. The opponent must, it also hides a lot of power. Same. Opponent's talent. It made him seem to see two people who once suppressed an era. Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara, that invincible strength. Enough to push the entire ninja world. Uchiha Qiye's talent is completely beyond these two. Future achievements. Even without words, following such a boss seems to be a good choice. At least, he knows what the strength of this person represents in the ninja world. Hey, Yuanfang, you are so stupid, how can you be my subordinate? I'm so disappointed in you. 35 Uchiha Qiye sighed and said with a look of disappointment. 66. 99 Kakuzu was silent. Enough. Boss, I beg you, stop pretending. Seeing that you can't say anything, let me tell you. Uchiha Qiye spoke slowly with a look of pointing at Zhongshan. If you want to make money in a place, you must first think about what industry is suitable for making money in this place. So, the first step, we have to think about what industry we should be in this place. Uchiha Qiye said. Then, before Kakuzu spoke, he continued speaking again. However, before I came, I had already decided what industry we would start with. Let's start with the catering industry. After all, Otsutsuki Beishuen, is also a super chef. Uchiha Qiye nodded in agreement and said, aside. 66.99 Kakuzu was already dumbfounded. He just wanted to say one thing to Uchiha Qiye. Why are you asking me if you've already decided what to do? Can't you just say no? You have to show off in front of me. But no way. This is the habit of Uchiha Qiye, only because he likes to pretend subconsciously. Advertisement. And this time, Yuanfang, for our great cause, I think you should understand. Uchiha Qiye suddenly said to Kakuzu, this sentence. Let Kakuzu just feel inexplicable. Understand? What do you know? What? Kakuzu looked at Uchiha Qiye with a bewildered expression. It wasn't him pretending, but he didn't understand what Uchiha Qiye was talking about. He didn't say he wanted to be in the catering industry just now. What is the great cause now, and then understand? He just wants to say, no if it weren't for Uchiha Qiye's opponent in terms of strength, he would want to slap him directly. Yuanfang, you have to have startup capital to do business. So, I think you are a rebel and have been working in the black market for so many years. You should have some savings in your hand. Take out some as startup capital, and I can assure you as your boss that after earning money, 5 or 5 points will be awarded. What Uchiha Qiye said made Kakuzu's face turn green. Depend on. What a hateful B********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** moment, you actually took a fancy to my deposit. Boss, don't look at me running around all these years. In fact, I don't have any money in my hand, so let's see, these 10,000. 1,000 taels are regarded as my support for you, boss. You can use this money, no need to pay it back. Kakuzu took out his wallet extremely quickly, and then pulled out a 10,000 tael bill, but after seeing the money, the expression on his face was tangled. He thought for a while, put the 10,000 tael bill in again. He took out 1,000 taels of banknotes and put them in Uchiha Qiye's hands, said, atmospheric. Uchiha Qiye, 66, 35 Kakuzu, as expected of you. Being stingy can be so stingy. Yuanfang, I advise you not to force me to take action against you, 35. Uchiha Qiye stared at Kakuzu, said, boss, my stomach hurts, go to the toilet first, 35. Seeing that he couldn't dodge Uchiha Qiye's Kakuzu, he decisively performed a trick of shit escape, 2.9, and then ran away. Yuanfang, stop for me. Don't run. Today, the cost of doing business, you can get it, and you can get it. You can't escape. I can be the boss again, 6 or 4 points, you 6 and I 4, how? Inside Cloud Shinobi Village, there appeared 2 figures of you chasing after me. Kakuzu transformed into Otsutsuki Yuanfang, running desperately in front, while Uchiha Qiye was chasing desperately in the back. This moment, for Kakuzu, Uchiha Qiye is literally killing him. No money needed, damn, 1 is all it takes, he Kakuzu, will not give in, chapter 90. Kakuzu, how many billions do you want? 3. Subscribe. Inside the top suite at Cloud Shinobi Village, beautiful. Yuanfang, I didn't expect you to be quite rich. Uchiha Qiye looked at the money in the several suitcases, smiled and said, boss, you better shut up, my heart is bleeding. Kakuzu was lying flat on the side with an unlovable look on his face. He glanced at the stacks of banknotes in Uchiha Qiye's hand, only to feel that his heart was twitching, and he had no choice but to turn around and see. Yuanfang, don't you believe me? With my strength, it's not a problem to make him 100 million in Cloud Shinobi Village within a month. Uchiha Qiye said confidently, however, if you want to talk about your strength, I believe it, but making money, let's forget it. Kakuzu glanced at Uchiha Qiye and said, there is no doubt about the strength of the opponent. Can make money. Not his Kakuzu blow. After so many years, what did he rely on to have so much savings? It wasn't that he was running around, hunting down people on the bounty, or that he only saved such a large sum of money after taking on a mission in the black market. Can Uchiha Qiye, just a 5-year-old kid, he didn't believe that the other party could make more money than him, an old man in his 60s. For the sake of this 100 million, I won't care about you. When the time comes, I will let you open your eyes. What is strength? 5. After Uchiha Qiye glanced at him, he said flatly, make money this thing. If he wants to make money, he can go directly to the casino and win until the casino goes bankrupt. But he has no such interest, he wants to earn money through formal channels. So, he is ready to rely on his super chef cooking skills to go into the catering industry. Now this era, it's not the era of Bo Renjan, it's a lot of food. Now, really want nothing, just this kind of place. Uchiha Qiye just took out some recipes and opened a store to make huge profits. Still worried about making money? Just a joke, but Kakuzu is still really rich. At his request, the other party still took out the money, although he said that he had given him 100 million yuan, according to his opinion of Kakuzu. The other party still had at least several billion in deposits. Advertisement otherwise. According to the character of the other party that loves money, he has already jumped on his heels desperately. Later, Uchiha Qiye went out to buy something to eat and then borrowed the kitchen here. With the cooking skills of his own super chef, he cooked it casually. Come, Yuan Fang, have a taste. Uchiha Qiye opened the lid and instantly, a golden light shot out from it. Almost. It just blinded Kakuzu's eyes. Gone, what have you done, so flashy? Kakuzu couldn't help but let out a foul language. But soon, his eyes that were flashed to have some double images also recovered. Hash. He saw the contents of Uchiha Kai's open dinner plate. Gone. After seeing the contents, he couldn't help but swear again, because the thing that blinded him just now turned out to be fried food. Come on, this is a spicy chicken drumstick, and this is a spicy chicken wing. As you have raised a venture capital, you have to try it first. 39. Uchiha Qiye said with a smile. Gudong. Kakuzu couldn't help swallowing when he smelled it. Fragrant. It's so delicious. He swears. It was the first time in his life that he had smelled such delicious food. Let him move his index finger and his appetite is wide open. Since you have asked for it, then I will try your cooking skills. Kakuzu said with a reluctance, look, this acting. Uchiha Qiye said that neither of them were qualified to walk the red carpet. But the other party was still under his gaze. Pick up the hamburger and eat it. Hiss, once you eat in. Kakuzu instantly entered the food fantasy. Although Uchiha Qiye didn't know what the other party experienced in the food fantasy, it was the wretched smile on the other party's face. He didn't even have to guess. 80% is the food fantasy that sees himself wake up from the pile of money and become the richest man in the ninja world. After 10 seconds, Kakuzu's spicy chicken drumstick was also eaten by him. All at once, advertisement he came out of the food fantasy. It tastes good, Uchiha Qiye said with a smile. Cough. Your cooking skills are not bad. Being watched by the other party, Kakuzu also blushed a little, but quickly retreated again, embarrassed. He never thought that Uchiha Qiye had such a level of cooking skills. I knew earlier. Boss, I feel that 100 million is here, and it seems that it is impossible to open a few stores. Otherwise, I will pay another 1 billion and divide the account by 7 or 3. I will give you 3. Let's open our restaurant all over the country of thunder. Kakuzu took out the storage scroll, looking like he wanted to stuff Uchiha Qiye with a few 100 million more startup funds. That's cooking, Kakuzu can say without hesitation. This chef opened a restaurant and could not make money. Kakuzu ate all the tatami in this room on the spot. How funny is that? Uchiha Qiye said with a look of sorry. However, the movements in his hands were not slow at all, and he handed over the money directly from the other party's hands. 670 and the 100 million given to him at the beginning add up to a total of 500 million. This also made Uchiha Qiye sigh. Rich, it's so rich. You know, his deposit is only tens of millions of taels. And Kakuzu shot. Just such a large amount of money. Properly rich. Afternoon. Uchiha Qiye took Kakuzu to visit the food court here. Finally, he found a few shops with poor performance here, and then he closed the door and sent a negotiator, Kakuzu. There is no coercion, but when it comes to money, Kakuzu is particularly exciting. The words blurted out one after another, directly knocking the other side unconscious. It cost more than 40 million taels to win 8 stores. That's it. Uchiha Qiye had to obey. Originally, the opening of another shop started at 20 million taels, but Kakuzu killed it to an average of about 5 million taels per store, and the opposite side was about to cry. Next, it was his turn to plan. First, earn 100 million taels in 1 month at Cloud Shinobi Village. Chapter 91. Low-key? You can't be low-key when you pretend to be forceful. Open black lens bracket 4 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket subscribe close black lens bracket. The next day, Uchiha Qiye arranged for the 8 stores to be demolished directly. Beishuen, why did you demolish the shop? It could have been open for business after just renovating it. If you don't do anything right, just demolish it, and we have to rebuild it. How long will it take? Kakuzu couldn't help but said, angry, the cost of dismantling is not much. But, after it was demolished, it had to be recovered, and then it had to be renovated before it could finally open for business. This is not superfluous, and it would cost a lot of money. This makes Kakuzu heartache. Money, it's not like that. Their house is so rubbish that it has to be demolished. Furthermore, with such a bland opening, even if my craftsmanship is good, it will take some time for the guests to come to me to eat, and another method has to be used to attract them. Uchiha Qiye said slowly, but this money, Kakuzu was distressed to death. A full 8. From building it up to decorating it, he felt that at least 100 million would be thrown out. Thinking about it, he was in pain. It's really that this kid didn't spend his own money, so he didn't feel bad at all. Yuanfang, are you teaching me to do things? Uchiha Qiye glanced at Kakuzu and said coldly. Don't dare. When Kakuzu heard it, he said quickly. These days, Uchiha Qiye seemed to be very good at talking, but he almost made him forget that he was only the subordinate of the other party, and the other party was his boss. Are you going to ask the boss? This isn't looking for death? So, immediately awakened, he quickly apologized. 8 shops. It's not too much trouble to dismantle them all. It only took 2 days. In the past 2 days, Uchiha Qiye also observed the situation in this food street. There are indeed a lot of people, but their food is not so much. Right. It's been more than 20 years since Naruto's time, let alone the period of Borenjan. But, this also allows Uchiha Qiye to make delicious food first to conquer these people. During this period, Uchiha Qiye also issued staff recruitment. 20,000 taels per month. This salary, it just made a lot of people excited. After all, not everyone is a ninja, sitting on the task of licking blood and holding a large reward for the task. A ninja's mission is done with life, no strength. Maybe one day he will die in the mission. Moreover, even if the ninja wanted a monthly income of 20,000 taels, he would have to take a mission with the highest remuneration among the sea-level missions. Moreover, each time a team set out for a mission, 4 people set out. This is basically as if every village had a tacit plan. The highest reward for sea-level tasks is 100,000 taels. Generally, the time taken for a sea-level task, fast, maybe 3 or 5 days, but slow, it may be 10 days and a half a month, and the remuneration for a sea-level task is distributed among 4 people. Even if the ninja village didn't draw, the distribution was evenly distributed, and each person was only 25,000 taels. Is it too much? Not much. Advertisement this is earned with life. Mainly it's too exciting, and Uchiha Kai's recruited employees have a stable income of 20,000 taels per month, and they don't have to fight for their lives. Even in Cloud Shinobi Village, there are not many such positions. And Uchiha Qiye clearly wrote the daily working hours on it. 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. With just 6 hours of work and a monthly salary of 20,000 taels per month, no one will let go of this job. Then, soon, Uchiha Qiye welcomed 3 employees. 3 men. A careful comparison, all 3 of them are handsome. These people were also personally selected by Kakuzu, so Uchiha Qiye had no opinion. The next day. Finally the day has come. Early on, Uchiha Qiye came to one of the 8 stores he bought that had been razed to the ground. Boss, what are you doing? Kakuzu asked in a low voice. Yuanfang, call me boss. 35 Uchiha Qiye straightened his face and said. Good boss. Then what are you going to do? Even if you want to rebuild it, you have to have professionals. Don't you think that just us can build a house? Kakuzu looked at him and Uchiha Qiye, and there were only people they recruited, of 3 employees. Kakuzu is know a lot, but build a house, feel sorry. He really doesn't understand. Yuanfang, just wait and see, do you need so much trouble to build a house? Today I will show you how to write the word, speed. Uchiha Qiye took a step forward and said confidently. This point in time, there are a lot of people, especially when the handsome face of Uchiha Qiye was placed there, it instantly attracted most of the girls to look sideways. If the time is pushed back 40 years, it is estimated that a bunch of girls are already approaching Uchiha Qiye. Thought here, Uchiha Qiye couldn't help but feel some regrets. Oh no, sorry for the chicken, he's only 5 years old, it's a pity to have a fart, and besides, he's just here to pretend, and the girls all give him a side. Then, he was in the crowd, pop, 11 hands together. Wood-style 4-pillar house technique. Uchiha Qiye shouted loudly, and then, in the eyes of everyone, the place that was originally an open space changed in an instant, and trees grew out of the ground. Under the watchful eye of Kakuzu et al., roots of wood are arranged according to the rules. It's like a tiger with a single operation, 10 seconds later. This clean place, which has been demolished, is now a wooden 3-story house. And, when the wood-style 4-pillar house technique is performed, it is also constructed according to the thoughts of the caster. Don't say anything else. In Uchiha Kai's mind, he had seen so many buildings. So, he built it directly according to his own perfect idea. Especially on the plaque at the door, advertisement. 6 big characters are bright. Otsutsuki Grill. If Sage of 6 Paths saw this, he would probably cry on the spot, and Black Zetsu would cry silently when he saw it. Good guy. This brand has directly affected the reputation of the Otsutsuki family. There used to be Konoha Village Ichiraku Ramen, and now there is Cloud Shinobi Village Otsutsuki Grill. This operation of Uchiha Qiye really shocked everyone. FK. Kakuzu couldn't help but let out a cry. It's not that he has no culture, but there are many words in my mind that should not stop surging, but in the end, only these 2 words are the most suitable for the current scene. Wood style. Uchiha Qiye actually used the wood style secret technique. This, make him Kakuzu don't know what to say, others do not know. But Kakuzu doesn't know yet. Uchiha Qiye is a member of the Uchiha clan, and wood style is the famous ninjutsu of Senju Hashirama. It can also be said that wood style has become the symbol of the Senju clan, just like the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan. This should be the wood style that appeared on the Senju family, but it appeared on Uchiha Qiye. It's so outrageous, warm applause broke out. This was the applause of the surrounding audience who were shocked to see Uchiha Kai's excellent performance, who built a luxurious wooden shop in almost 10 seconds. Just a great group. Go on, don't stop the applause. Enjoying the warm applause, Uchiha Qiye walked to Kakuzu's side with a smile. What, are you looking silly? 35 Uchiha Qiye grinned and said. What the hell do you want? Kakuzu gritted his teeth and said. Can't you see it? For such a big scene, this wave saved at least 5 million taels of advertising costs. Uchiha Qiye grinned and said. Kakuzu was speechless. Although it is true that the other party is right. But, are you getting the point wrong? Low-key, shouldn't we be a little more low-key? So blatant, you're not afraid that our identities will be exposed and directly hunted down by Cloud Shinobi Village? 9. Kakuzu whispered to Uchiha Qiye, and only the two of them could hear their words. Wang Zhao's, keep a low profile, can you keep things low-key? I, Otsutsuki Beishuen, never kept a low profile when I was pretending. The higher the profile, the better. 35. Uchiha Qiye straightened his chest and said loudly to Kakuzu. Low-key is impossible. I can only pretend to be in a high-profile manner and barely maintain my life. Zhangzi. Kakuzu. 66. 99 trembling with anger. What kind of boss is this? Co-authoring. I can understand. This boss came to Cloud Shinobi Village just to pretend. Doing business to make money. I guess it is just incidental. Only, it broke out about Uchiha Kai's meeting with Wood Style. Can Cloud Shinobi Village really let them do business here in peace? If not, then the large amount of banknotes he put in front of him, didn't they just go to waste? A thought here. Kakuzu also wet the corners of his eyes. By now, he, Kakuzu, wants to cry. Chapter 92. Kakuzu. I'm nervous now. 5. Subscribe. Ding. Host is successful in pretending to force point plus 1666. Ding. The loading point is automatically allocated. The lower level Sage Body plus 1000. The C level Tulong Gun plus 666. 5. Ding. Lower level Sage Body, 1187 1000. The experience is full. Start to upgrade. Ding. Upgrade successfully. Get. Intermediate Sage Body, 187 over 1.0000. Ding. C Class Tulong Gun, 1322 1000. The experience is full. Start to upgrade. Ding. Upgrade successfully. Get. B level Earth Dance, 322 over 1.0000. 6699 at the same time. A notification sound from the system sounded in Uchiha Kai's ear. It was the harvest he just pretended to force. Loading points are automatically assigned. It is also that his Sage Body has been upgraded from a lower level to an intermediate level. The chakra in his body has increased a lot, and his physique has also been slightly enhanced, which is a cool batch. And the C level Tulong Gun has reached the B level after being upgraded. Ninjutsu has also evolved directly into the Dance of the Earth. Uchiha Qiye checked the ability of this ninjutsu, and then the corner of his mouth twitched uncontrollably. Good guy. This system is overdone. How did you, the Dance of the Earth, show it like a weakened version of Dead Bone Pulse Dance of the Early Fern? But, he thought about it for a while and felt that it was very normal. After all, when the C-level Earth-style Tulong Gun is used, it is from the ground below the enemy to create sharp rocks to attack the enemy, and the 670 attack power is naturally very impressive. Naruto was defeated by the Black Soil with this trick Shadow Clone. And the Dance of the Earth after the upgrade increased the number as well as the power of the attack. Other aspects. Not much difference. In Uchiha Kai's own judgment, he feels that when this ninjutsu is raised to the level of A rank, it is estimated to be similar to the power of Kimamero's Dead Bone Pulse Dance of the Early Fern. But he is not in a hurry now. This Earth style. It was originally used for the waistcoat of Uzumaki Reed. Although it is said that his vest is wanted, it cannot appear for the time being. But wait, still have to go out. He still remembered that Sarutobi Hiruzen hated his Uzumaki Reed vest, and if he went to Konoha wearing this vest, there would be enough audiences to pretend. As long as he can pretend to succeed. No matter how you start, you have to get a plus 9999 pretending point. Otherwise, I'm sorry for the hatred of his waistcoat. So, put that ability aside for now. For the time being he is useless. Will be used later. Besides, although it is said that Tsunade was arranged like a little idiot who just came out of the society, but he is still very reasonable, so he still has the idea of resurrecting Nawaki, BECJ. After all, he took Kakuzu as his subordinate, advertisement. The purpose is to prepare for the resurrection of some people in the future. Cloud Shinobi Village, inside the Raikage building. A message was sent to 3rd Raikage very quickly. Wood style. Impossible, since Senju Hashirama died, wood style disappeared completely. Even Senju Hashirama's granddaughter Tsunade-ji did not inherit Senju Hashirama's wood style. How could there be other people with wood style? 3rd Raikage smashed the desk with a punch, said. Lord Raikage, this is what everyone saw with their own eyes. 5. Cloud Shinobi Anbu said quickly. See him cast wood style? 3rd Raikage asked. Yes, and he was in wood style in front of us, in wood style. Cloud Shinobi Anbu was embarrassed to say it. Boom. What did you do with wood style? Hurry up and talk. You're like ABCH, are you from my Cloud Shinobi village? 3rd Raikage looked anxious. He built a wooden shop in wood style in less than 30 seconds. Cloud Shinobi Anbu gritted his teeth and told the information he had obtained. What? One listen. 3rd Raikage was stunned. What kind of operation is this? Wood style disappeared for almost 2 decades. The result was reborn. Was it used to build a house? 66 to the power of 99. He was silent for a long time. There were a lot of words that he wanted to blurt out in his heart, but when he got to his mouth, he swallowed them all. Really. He didn't know what to say anymore. A long time. Come and see with me. 99 Third Raikage stood up and said. Whether it's true or not, he has to go and see for himself to confirm. Wood style 4-pillar house technique. Wood style 4-pillar house technique. Wood style 4-pillar house technique. 35 Uchiha Kai's wood style was cast several times in a row. It also rebuilt the 3 dismantled stores. In addition, there were 4 more stores to be rebuilt. And this time to cast wood style again and again. Every time, he has gained a lot of pretending points. And more than once, Uchiha Qiye doesn't even have to look at him to know. Around them, the Anbu ninjas of Cloud Shinobi Village are quietly hiding, and if they dare to do anything else, they will fight back at the first time. And such voices sounded in Uchiha Kai's ears. Ding, host successfully pretended to force point plus 1999. Ding. Pretend points are automatically assigned, Mangekyo Sharingan plus 1999. Ding. Mangekyo Sharingan, 68,110.0000. The experience is not full, please try hard to pretend to be the host and let the ability level up. Advertisement 66. 99. Ding. Host successfully pretended to force point plus 2999, 35. Ding. The force point is automatically assigned, Cage level chakra plus 2999. Ding. Cage level chakra, 63,191.0000. The experience is not full, please try to act as a host and upgrade your abilities. Ding. Host successfully pretended to force point plus 6666, 35. Ding. The force point is automatically assigned, intermediate wood style plus 6666, 39. Ding. Intermediate wood style, 6,721 over 1.0000. The experience is not full, please try to pretend to be the host and upgrade the ability, 35. 66. 99. The pretense points gained from this wave after wave are simply so cool to Uchiha Qiye. Let him be one step closer to the improvement of his own strength. Yuanfang, why are you nervous? Uchiha Qiye glanced at Kakuzu beside him and asked. Kakuzu. 66.99. What am I nervous about? Are you just a little bit nervous? Make such a big move. Around him now, there are at least 30 Anbu from Cloud Shinobi Village, all of whom are at the Jonin level. If this is a shot at them, if nothing else, his Kakuzu is indeed cage level, quite awesome. But, really going to fight, his Kakuzu fists are no match for 60 hands. And, this is still in Cloud Shinobi Village, and it's a fight in someone else's house. If the fight gets louder, here comes the third Raikage. By the time, it's really a situation of catching a turtle in an urn. Could he be a little more vigilant? Relax, what are you afraid of when I'm with you? It's just a bunch of crap, even if third Raikage comes, it's nothing. Uchiha Qiye said indifferently, is he afraid of hitting? I'm sorry, but I'm really not afraid, if it really hits. It's Cloud Shinobi Village who should cry, want to go. Isn't it easy? And at the moment when his voice fell. Boom. A figure fell from the sky. It landed directly on the 3-story store that Uchiha Qiye had just built with wood style. For a moment, Uchiha Kai's 3-story shop, which was just built with wood style, turned into ruins. Kakuzu. 66. 99 Uchiha Qiye. 66. 99 shit, mud paralysis. This is what that little b*** D did. He has the ability to stand up for us. Chapter 93. Japanese FK. Lose money. Open black lens bracket 1 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket subscribe close black lens bracket. In the ruins, a burly figure slowly walked out. This figure is very burly, especially that there is a scar on the chest. In addition, there is a tattoo of the word thunder on the right arm. He is third Raikage, strength, a strong group. You can single-handedly fight the wild 8-tails Gyuki. In addition, he fought with tens of thousands of rock shinobi ninjas for 3 days and 3 nights, and finally died of exhaustion. You can imagine how strong third Raikage's strength is. Fake third Hokage. Grandmaster's 5 evasion techniques. In fact, there is no outstanding record. The real third Raikage singled out the wild 8-tails Gyuki, cut off one of Gyuki's horns, and faced tens of thousands of rock shinobi battles for 3 days and 3 nights before exhausting himself. This comparison, Uchiha Qiye just thinks Sarutobi Hiruzen is too naive. Not even third Raikage, also the strongest Hokage. Blow hard. But, pop, Uchiha Qiye rushed directly in front of third Raikage, who walked out of the ruins of the wooden shop that was built just now but was destroyed in an instant, stretched out his hand and grabbed the opponent's clothes. FK. Lose money. Under everyone's gaze, he spoke to third Raikage in a gentle manner. Boom. Everyone just felt that their feet slipped and fell a dog to eat shit. Special. This is third Raikage. How dare you speak to third Raikage like this? Pay what? Third Raikage looked at Uchiha Qiye, who was holding his clothes, blinked his eyes, thought for a moment, and said that he could not understand what the other party was saying. You made the store I built like this with 1 foot, don't you think it should lose money? Uchiha Qiye pointed to the shop that was directly destroyed when Third Raikage landed and said. Is this what I did? Third Raikage glanced at the ruins and thought for a while. It seemed, it was really because of him that it became like this. This is really unnoticed. Did not expect, it actually destroyed the opponent's house directly. Then how much should I pay you? Third Raikage glanced at the pile of ruins, thought for a moment, and said to Uchiha Qiye. For the sake of your sincerity, I'll charge you 10 million taels, Yuan Fang, I'm right. The store we just built should be worth about 10 million taels. Uchiha Qiye thought for a moment, turned to look at Kakuzu, and asked. Advertisement, Beishuen, this house is the most satisfying of the houses we have built, the exquisite patterns, and the gorgeous appearance, even the top designers in the ninja world can't compare to designing it in person. I think the compensation of 10 million taels is a loss, and at least 50 million taels of compensation is required. As soon as he heard the money, Kakuzu walked over very quickly and seriously quoted a very normal compensation price. Around Cloud Shinobi Village villagers, 66.99 in the Cloud Shinobi Village and Bu Ninja in the dark. Good guy. Look at your serious extortionate words, if we hadn't seen it with our own eyes, we wouldn't really believe your nonsense. The house was built in about 10 seconds, ninjutsu generated patterns. And the look that was designed in your heart long ago. Into your mouth. It turned out to be a top designer in the ninja world that can't be compared in person. Opening 10 million taels is not enough. After that, the price was directly raised to 50 million taels. Codes. These two are simply not human, Yuanfang, you have to forgive people and forgive them. We are only here to do business in Cloud Shinobi Village, not to extort money. Even if the price of our shop is really worth 50 million taels, this one is famous, Third Raikage. Just give me a face and accept him 10 million taels as compensation. Uchiha Qiye turned to look at Kakuzu and said earnestly. Beishuen, what you said is right, it's my fault, in front of a great ninja like Third Raikage, no matter what, you have to give him a discount. 10 million taels should be 10 million taels, 5, as if we were at a loss. Kakuzu was also deeply involved in the performance. The expression on his face, as well as the tone of his speech, were intertwined, making others reluctant to look away. The performance of the two. Let the people around you look at life with suspicion. Incredible. This acting is really amazing. I won't watch this year's movie without you too. That's the acting. The ninja world owes you an Oscar statuette. And this time. A Cloud Shinobi Village and Bu Ninja also quickly came to Third Raikage's side, and then whispered in Third Raikage's ear for a while. It turns out that the wood-style ninja that appeared in my Cloud Shinobi Village is you. Third Raikage's gaze fell on Uchiha Qiye, who looked at the latter with great interest. Under Otsutsuki Beishuen, nickname, Beishuen Xianjun, I advise you not to have any thoughts on me, otherwise, I have 100 ways to make you unable to get along in Cloud Shinobi Village. Uchiha Qiye let go of his hand and said loudly. Not to mention Third Raikage, even the people in the surrounding Cloud Shinobi Village couldn't help but raise black question marks when they heard this. Too crazy. Boy, do you know who the person in front of you is? Advertisement. Oh, Third Raikage. In the presence of Third Raikage, how dare you say that you have 100 ways to keep Third Raikage from hanging out in Cloud Shinobi Village? For flowers seemed crazy, but so crazy, it was really the first time they met. At the same time, the voice of the system also sounded in Uchiha Kai's mind. Ding! Host successfully pretended to force point plus 9999. Ding! Loading points are automatically assigned, cage level chakra plus 3333, intermediate sage body plus 3333, intermediate wood style plus 3333, 55. Ding! Cage level chakra, 66,524 . The experience is not full, please try hard to pretend to be the host and let the ability level up. Ding! Intermediate sage body, 3,520 over 1.0000. The experience is not full, please try hard to pretend to be the host to upgrade the ability. Ding! Intermediate wood style, 10,054 over 1.0000. The experience is full, start to upgrade. Ding! Upgrade successfully, get. Superior wood style, 54/10.0000. This wave. Uchiha Qiye directly gained 9,999 loading points. Just 1 point of loading force, it will break 10,000 directly. But, Uchiha Qiye is already satisfied, this wave, blood earned. At the same time, his wood style has also been upgraded from intermediate to advanced. Another wood style ninjutsu poured into his mind, and now he can be quite sure that his wood style level has reached the level of cage level. It can already surpass Yamato's level, but it is 1 level lower than Senju Hashirama. But, at this stage, he now has the power of wood style, and with wood style alone, he can overwhelm a large number of cage levels of the same level. Wood style ninjutsu. Indeed, compared to ordinary ninjutsu, there must be some unusual uniqueness. Now, in addition to Mangekyo Sharingan and Thor's breathing technique, he finally had another qualified attack method, just right, put a wood style on his Otsutsuki Beishuen vest. Thus, how could anyone else associate his Uchiha Qiye with the identities of these vests? So, he has a lot of vests to roam, by the time. Use a few shadow clone to transform into a vest, and then, pretend to be a force, that force is not enough to enter his pocket. A thought here. Uchiha Qiye couldn't help laughing. Delicious. Chapter 94. The image spokesperson of the catering industry, Third Raikage, 2, subscribe. Otsutsuki. After Third Raikage listened to Uchiha Kai's words, he directly ignored the other party's words behind him, so that Third Raikage couldn't get along in Cloud Shinobi Village. That's impossible. But the other party's surname caught his attention. After flipping through the memories in my mind, in the end, there was no news about the Otsutsuki clan. Look at me for what? Third Raikage, you don't want to miss your debts. 35. After Uchiha Qiye saw the other party's gaze coming over, he frowned and said, 10 million taels is too expensive, the old man can't afford it. Third Raikage said. After hearing this, Uchiha Qiye couldn't help but froze for a moment. Can't afford to pay? What jokes are you playing with me? The dignified Third Raikage will not be able to pay compensation, only 10 million taels, will you prepare to default? Third Raikage, how much can you lose? Kakuzu couldn't help but stood up and asked while listening. It's about money. 670, he couldn't sit idly by any longer. Since the other party said that he can't afford to pay, then he must know how many years he can afford. 100,000 taels. Third Raikage thought for a moment and said. Hearing this, Kakuzu almost didn't catch his breath. Gone. You are playing tricks on us. You are dignified Raikage, dare to say that you only have 100,000 taels of savings. Before Uchiha Qiye could speak, Kakuzu jumped up. He originally thought that even if there is no compensation of 10 million taels, as Third Raikage, several million compensations can always be paid, but now, the other party is not willing to pay. The dignified Third Raikage only has a deposit of 100,000 taels? In the case of, his family jumped straight from the top of the Raikage building and fell to his death. The kind that smashed him to pieces. I heard from Anbu that your house was built directly with wood style in 10 seconds, 100,000 taels, which is almost the same, Third Raikage said. That's right. Uchiha Qiye couldn't help but give each other a roll of eyes. 100,000 taels, this is when my compensation for lost work is not enough. In addition to this, there are my mental damages, the cost of being frightened, and this piece of rubble that needs someone to clean up the rubble. Perform ninjutsu again. These kinds of expenses add up, and it can't be solved without 5 million taels. Uchiha Qiye said one by one, listening to Kakuzu's scalp tingles. Good guy. Or you can make more money than me. The old man in ruins here will help you clean it up, and the 100,000 li, does it include the cost of damage to your shop, as well as your lost work, mental damage, and so on? You don't have to look for the extra, just count the tip I gave you. Third Raikage said. Saying that, he also took out 100,000 taels of banknotes from his pocket. Aside, advertisement Uchiha Qiye was dumbfounded. As for Kakuzu, he just took the banknotes that the other party took out and put them into his pocket. Now, his Kakuzu is Otsutsuki Yuanfeng, and he has the same surname as Uchiha Kai's Otsutsuki Beishuen. So the other party's is his, and he accepts the money, which is not wrong at all. Beishuen, I have already received the money, or else, this matter will pass like this. After receiving the money, Kakuzu also approached Uchiha Qiye and whispered in his ear. FK. 99. Am I like the kind of guy who's got the hang of it? Uchiha Qiye gave Kakuzu a look of contempt, and at the same time, for his own image, he justified. Subsequently, Kakuzu glanced at it, and his eyes seemed to say a few words directly to Uchiha Qiye. Aren't you that kind of person? This really d off Uchiha Qiye. He, Uchiha Qiye. How could he be bright and above board in his whole life? How could he endure such slander? Immediately, he stood up. There is no problem if I don't pursue it, but I have one condition. 35. Uchiha Qiye stood up and looked at Third Raikage and said. What conditions? Third Raikage asked. Fighting in Cloud Shinobi Village, he wouldn't agree with that. He could see it. Uchiha Kai's strength is not ordinary. Especially the wood style of the other party made him feel deeply afraid. If you fight, the one that suffered was Cloud Shinobi Village. Taste the dishes I made, and if you are satisfied, please allow me to use your image to promote the industry of the Otsutsuki family. Uchiha Qiye said with a grin. Yes. 39 Third Raikage agreed without hesitation. Subsequently, Third Raikage continued. But I also have a condition. If the dishes you make can't satisfy the old man, then, the old man wants to know everything about the so-called Otsutsuki clan. Hear this request. Uchiha Qiye was also stunned for a moment. No problem. He responded with a smile. He didn't worry about the word, lose, at all. Because he is a super chef. He is very aware of the level of chefs in this world, because as the grandson of the great elder of the Uchiha clan, he has tasted many delicacies from his grandfather Uchiha Ichima. And the chef under his grandfather, which is not the top chef in the hotel building outside. But, after acquiring the cooking's sub-professional skill, when he reaches the level of a super chef, he knows how strong his cooking skills are. Advertisement some top-notch cooking, at most, it's just close to advanced. As for advanced, Uchiha Qiye guessed that 80% of them should be in the chefs of the famous people in the major countries, but in the final analysis, their level is only high level according to Uchiha Kai's guess. Super chef. Feel sorry, one level down. In particular, the dishes he made, in addition to their own special effects, can also make people fall into a food fantasy. Who can beat it, then? Uchiha Qiye wrote a list and asked Kakuzu to quickly buy the vegetables according to the contents of his list. As for him, Third Raikage, shouldn't it be time for your people to clean up the ruins for me? Uchiha Qiye said to Third Raikage, of course, 99. Third Raikage also waved his hand, and the Cloud Shinobi Village Anbu ninja appeared one after another. In a short time, just under Uchiha Kai's eyelids, the pile of ruins disappeared cleanly at a speed visible to the naked eye. Wood-style 4-pillar house technique. Uchiha Qiye clapped his hands together, and the cleaned-up ruins began to vibrate. Then, huge branches emerged from the ground, under the gaze of everyone. This is a thick branch, grouped together, quickly. It is a wooden house. This speed is very fast. Third Raikage was stunned by Uchiha Kai's move. The other party even performed ninjutsu with a single slap of both hands. This made him wonder why. Why does the other party don't use the seal? Wrong. That's not the point. The point is that the opponent actually uses wood style at 2.9. The world of ninjas is about to change. Third Raikage took a deep breath and thought to himself. Wood style. Once the god of ninjas, first Hokage Senju Hashirama is the secret art that pacifies the world. If this news gets out, the entire ninja world has not yet gone crazy. Gone. Why did you kid bring out my statue and put it on the door of your shop? 35. Third Raikage looked at the humanoid statue next to the door of the shop. It was exactly what he looked like, and he couldn't help roaring at Uchiha Qiye. Can't stand it at all. This statue made by Uchiha Qiye is really dog. With a bright smile on his face, he also stretched out his hand to show his thumb. On the wall of the shop behind the statue, there was also a line of words. Third Raikage gave a thumbs up after eating the delicious food. Come in and try it soon. Wood carving text. He took a look. Just feel ashamed. Chapter 95. Kakuzu. I'm dignified at cage level. This job of burning wood is mine. 3. Subscribe. Ding. Host successfully pretended to force. Force point plus 3999.99. Ding. The force point is automatically allocated. Cage level chakra plus 300. Intermediate sage body plus 999.35. Ding. Cage level chakra, 69,524 tenths.0000. The experience is not full. Please try to act as a host and upgrade your abilities. Ding. Intermediate sage body, 4,519 over 1.0000. The experience is not full. Please try to pretend to be the host and upgrade the ability. If his pretend point income has dropped slightly, but it was within his expectations, dress it up with wood style. Naturally, it is very eye-catching. But the same way of pretending, if you use it for a long time, other people will get used to it sooner or later. Especially when Kakuzu was called to buy something by him. Although the cage level of Third Raikage is more, but the cage level of Kakuzu is also missing, and it can be regarded as an equalization, but again, because he used wood style too many times to pretend. The people around were obviously tired from his pretend. As a result, he got less pretense points. You have to change your pretense tactics. Soon, Kakuzu, who was told to go shopping by him, bought a bunch of things. Not just the pots and pans, but also the food for cooking, and a bunch of other things. In general, they are all used for cooking. Boss, are you sure you're sure? Actually, if you can't do it, we can take the opportunity to escape. Now it's too late to regret it. When Uchiha Qiye walked in with something, Kakuzu also followed 14, and at the same time, he whispered in the former's ear. Yuanfang. Uchiha Qiye shouted. Exist. After Kakuzu mixed with Uchiha Qiye for a while, he also became more and more like a personal eunuch. This made Uchiha Qiye feel very uncomfortable, because he likes beautiful women. Being so close to Kakuzu, isn't this handsome guy going to be misunderstood? Burn wood. Uchiha Qiye directly ordered the other party to burn wood. 35 Kakuzu was stunned. Firewood. Uchiha Qiye even asked him to burn wood at this cage level. Damn it, a cage level powerhouse, will never succumb to Uchiha Kai's lewd power. And this time, a light voice came from Uchiha Qiye. If you don't want to burn wood, don't even want to eat a bite of the food I cooked. Hiss, Kakuzu was excited. How can this be done? He knows very well how high Uchiha Kai's cooking skills are. With that cooking skill, he has been in the ninja world for more than 60 years, and this is the first time that he feels that the dishes he used to eat are all pig food. If it's his share, Kakuzu, are a little expert at burning wood. I have been studying this skill for decades. This job of burning wood is mine. Done. Kakuzu went straight to the kitchen to burn wood. The joy of burning wood, only he knows, at this time. Otsutsuki Agarwood House. This is the name that Uchiha Qiye finally decided upon thinking of Black Zetsu, the third son of the Otsutsuki family. After all, Black Zetsu saving mother is really impressive. Advertisement in. Black Zetsu definitely deserves the name Otsutsuki Agarwood. It's so inspiring, and this moment, outside the Otsutsuki Agarwood building. Lord Raikage, do you want to fence off this shop first? Just in case they run away. Actually, Lord Raikage, there is absolutely no need for you to compare with the other side. This is our territory, and there are so many of us, the other side can't play against us. That's right, it's better to just take it. 699. The spectators have not left yet, and beside Third Raikage, some Anbu had come out of the dark, came to Third Raikage's side, and persuaded one after another. Follow their ideas. Just a ninja who knows wood-style secrets. The opponent is cage level. They sensed this, but there are so many of them here. Anbu's Jonin alone is no less than 30, and besides that, there is their third Raikage here. Is it possible that they are afraid of each other? Just a mere wood style. In their hearts, they just felt that it was not worth mentioning. Because, to them, Senju Hashirama has been gone for far too long. Regarding wood style, their hearts also did not have the fear of those who had really faced Senju Hashirama's wood style, but a look of disapproval. From their perspective, wood style is stronger, there are so many of them. There is a saying that is good, 2 fists are no match for 4 hands. There are so many of them, dozens of hands, they can't believe that they can't hold each other. For this, Senju Hashirama is in the Pure Land and has something to say. Okay, what this old man decides will not change, and, do you think that Otsutsuki Beishuen is cage level? The Otsutsuki Yuanfang next to him is also cage level. I know the consequences of 2 cage level hands in Cloud Shinobi Village, I know better than you guys. Third Raikage shouted. His words instantly shut up these Anbu ninjas. Cage level. Unexpectedly, the Otsutsuki Yuanfang, beside Otsutsuki Beishuen, is also cage level. This far exceeded their expectations. 2 cage levels, come to our Cloud Shinobi Village just to open a shop and prepare for business? Raikage-sama, do you think this is possible? One of the many Cloud Shinobi Village Anbu ninjas said. Whatever they do, we have to follow through. Third Raikage looked inside the Otsutsuki Agarwood building and said slowly. The other party entered their village, no matter what the other party's purpose is. Or to come up with some tricks, they can only passively bear it. Not for a while. A scent wafted out from the Otsutsuki Agarwood house. Sniff, people just feel fascinated. It was the first time they had smelled the aroma of this dish. A sound of swallowing saliva sounded. This made the people in Cloud Shinobi Village couldn't help but look around at the others. After looking at each other, they found that everyone was drooling at the fragrance emanating from the Otsutsuki Agarwood tower. What kind of dishes are made here? It's so fragrant, it's unheard of. 99. An Anbu ninja said. I've never smelled something like this in my life, it's so fragrant. Another said. Advertisement, actually, I think it may be true that they came here to open a shop. You smell this fragrance, even the chefs around us don't have the skills. These people smelled, and some of them had a tendency to surrender to the enemy. No, some people have already started talking to Uchiha Qiye and others. Stare, a series of eyes stared at him and his heart was trembling when he saw it. Well, I think I made a mistake earlier, they cook so delicious, there must be some conspiracy. 35. The man quickly apologized under the watchful eyes of his companions. Position, reversed again. This person, jumping up and down. Like the grass on the wall, swaying from side to side. Although it is said that people are sticking to their own hearts. After Uchiha Qiye kept cooking dishes one after another, the aroma gradually collapsed the defense line of everyone's heart. Gu Dong, the voice of swallowing saliva kept ringing outside the Otsutsuki Agarwood house. Their eyes stared straight into it, and they were about to lose their sense of reason. It has been half an hour. Other side, why haven't the dishes been done yet? This kid is so slow to cook, this old man goes in and sees it himself. 55. Third Raikage rolled his eyes, muttered something in his mouth, and while everyone was watching, he stepped forward and walked towards the Otsutsuki Agarwood tower. That's right. Third Raikage just thought that Uchiha Qiye was slow to cook, so he went in to urge him, definitely not trying to sneak in some dishes first. However, just when he was about to cross the threshold of Otsutsuki Agarwood house, 670. A dozen hands grabbed him directly. Sir Raikage, you can't do this. Mr. Beizan is working hard to cook, how can you disturb the other party? If it affects the other party's performance, that's not good. Wait with us. 66.99 the people said in their mouths one after another. The strength of their grip on Third Raikage's hand didn't decrease at all. Anyway, they wouldn't let a person like Third Raikage go in and eat alone. Be greedy. Let's just stare outside together. B*********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************ucciha of your hands, the old man will urge this kid to come out soon. Third Raikage said angrily. Looking at this Otsutsuki Chenxiang building, on the tables of more than a dozen tables, the dishes were clasped together. But right now, my subordinates actually prevented me from tasting it. Ahem, it was to urge Otsutsuki Beishuen to cook quickly. Irritating. It's so annoying. Brothers, we must not let Lord Raikage interrupt Mr. Beishuen to cook. Someone shouted loudly. 1, 2, 3, pull. The slogan is exactly the same. Everyone also used the strength of their own milk, and desperately pulled the figure of Third Raikage who was about to enter the threshold directly back. Third Raikage, 66. 99 hopeless. These guys are really helpless. Just for this meal, he actually defied his Third Raikage, and he trembled with anger. What happened to this world? Why did his subordinates just smell the scent of the other party's vegetables, and there was a precursor to surrender? That's it, still be Cloud Shinobi. Special. After this incident, the old man will send you all to wash the toilet and flush the toilet?